perfect, right?
I think the
Welcome to Seven-Sided Die's Carpathian Adventure. I'm Tom. In a moment, we'll introduce the players. Before that, thank you, our viewers, for joining us. Unlike some other Twitch and YouTube channels, please know that we're absolutely not professional actors, let alone voice actors. Some of us are military, others in IT, others retail managers. A few are parents, students, etc. So we do this strictly for fun. We hope you enjoy it nonetheless. Lest I forget to mention it, we must thank Sirenscape for the use of some of their audio sound effects that you may hear in a moment. That's www.sirenscape.com. We'd also like to thank you, if we haven't done so enough, our Twitch and Instagram followers and our YouTube subscribers for joining us. If you have not already, like, subscribe, and as Brian, who's not here, the hammer says, ding that bell. Brian, if you're listening, we said that for you. Also, Brad, or the Carpathian Adventures Jumnus Dawnflower, is marketing our t-shirts and sweatshirts with our Seven-Sided Die logo and other designs. We have a contest running. Here to tell us a little bit more about it, Brad, tell us a little bit more about it.
All right, so the official t-shirt sponsor of Seven-Sided Die is Golden Monkey Tees, and you can find them at goldenmonkey.threadless.com. They got a lot of, I got a couple designs on there, RPG-related stuff. We have t-shirts with the Seven-Sided Die logo, that kind of thing. We are currently running a sweepstakes for YouTube subscribers. So if you subscribe to the Seven-Sided Die YouTube channel, you'll be in the running for a t-shirt, and it'll be a nice tri-blend, super soft, super comfy. We're doing that when we hit 50 YouTube subscribers, and we just hit 30.
Awesome! We're at 30
this week, so we are 3/5 of the way there.
You guys are awesome. For us, it's pathetic, but it has nothing to do with you. It's because
Tell your friends.
Tell your friends.
It's only 30.
Get them to subscribe, and you can win a t-shirt.
There you go.
Yes, and buy my stuff. And go birds.
Go birds. Now, Brad doesn't know I'm going to ask him to do this. I'm going to ask him to turn the camera around, 360 around, and face the other way, because I want to show off our new DM screen. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? Ryan, now he's going to swing the camera 270 degrees to the right and show Ryan. Ryan made our awesome screen. Ryan,
there you go.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
It is super
turning
cool.
into the
There's
Blair
so
Witch
much
on that
space
camera.
back here.
It's a profile shot. I don't like it.
And for mini hoarders like myself, there's more room for stuff to hide behind the screen, so it is absolutely. Mark is salivating over here.
Well, except for Brad. No, you know what I had in my head was all your clips from stuff, and you could be like,
you can see it over.
Quest number 1, 2 years ago, clip all the way down.
There are all the clips. There used to be little clips behind here. Now there's you can't see it, but there's a really cool shelf back here. So Ryan, thank you. This is simply awesome.
No problem.
Again, welcome you guys, and welcome to Seven-Sided Dice. We hope you enjoy watching this. First thing we do, before we jump into the game itself, is kind of a recap of what happened last session. Volunteers, anyone? Bueller, before I pick on someone.
Yeah, so last session, I walked into a room with my party members full of dead people. Not too sure how that happened. But they seemed very adamant about escaping the place. So Borinth was guarding the door, and I believe Matthias and Jumnus found a secret way out, so we didn't have to go run out to all the guards, which was good. We went down into some sort of cave dungeon or underground dungeon. We made our way through the caverns, basically talked our way into this dungeon of sorts, and then kind of got showed around while they escorted us back out. But that's about
something we wished we'd never see again.
Yeah, saw those creatures. That was interesting.
Horrors.
Okay.
I said we knew we were going to see McKen eventually.
Well, yeah, but this is not the best situation for it.
Fun fact, we saw them, I think it was May of last year.
Wow.
We saw them.
You're challenging our memories there.
Yeah, because that was...
I went back and I went through the meetups, because I wanted to know when we were assigned all of our quests, so I was digging through everything.
Wow.
That was before the stream started.
Wow. Okay. Anything else to recap what happened last week?
You saw ghosts or something. You were mumbling to yourself, is what I know.
Yeah.
And that was kind of weird.
You were mumbling to yourself,
noticed
and that was
that.
kind of weird.
Yeah, you noticed.
Yeah. Me and Borinth had a little bit of chat about morality and what we're doing there, and what our purpose was for going through the dungeon at all. And then we decided to head on up and talk about it while we make sure that the child that we saved, Duran, was her name.
Duran. Thank you.
Because I made a joke about Duran. That's the only reason I remember.
Yes.
I just wasn't sure how to spell it, but it's I assumed, so I don't know if I was right. But so we found her and took her through that. So we want to make sure she's safe and leave her somewhere before we possibly return. And then going back another session in the morning, tomorrow morning, we're supposed to go get our eyeballs fixed. For the two characters who are not
here.
Well, only a couple people want to fix eyeballs.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But we do definitely need to do that because that's like ruining combat for us. It's making things so difficult.
I don't know if everyone got to see this, but Brad was nice enough to make me my eyeball tracker.
That's awesome.
Which is really cool below the currency.
Oh, yeah.
I have a little eyeball tracker now, right below the gold. And
Oh, it's in the shape of an eye.
Yeah, that's
Your last name's Tustain?
Yeah. So now I have a little eyeball tracker.
That's actually
right below the gold and platinum.
Right below
That was so. It was
Well done.
A combination of the bottom of the armor class thing, and I did something else. Oh, it was one of these things. I combined them, so it looks like it fits in with the rest of it.
It looks really good. Looks exactly like one of the other slots.
Photoshop.
Very cool. Very cool. Anything else regarding the recap of the former session? We have a new player joining us tonight, Jace. Welcome.
Welcome.
Hello.
Welcome.
I don't want to give away anything. I mean, people can see it underneath your name, what you're playing. So, but we're not gonna. But nobody at the table can see that unless they have really, really, really good eyes. So, we'll come back to you on that. Our role play warm up question for the week, and we're going to start with you, Reiner. So, if you hopefully you've thought about it, and if you haven't, you've got a moment to think about it.
Wrong input.
In character, why are you traveling with this group?
I would think that would be obvious. To serve king and country, to uphold the laws of my home nation, out of loyalty to my sovereign and to the crown. That is why I'm here. I was given a mission by a man who is ordained with the right to rule by the hand of God, or whatever you might call him. And so I obey.
Okay, but why with this group? Why didn't you just travel alone?
It is more convenient to travel with a group of companions, and I must admit, I trust these people with me more than I would trust many others.
Why do you trust them?
Because I've traveled with them before now. I was traveling with them before we received this mission, and so I feel as though I can count on them to an extent.
Okay. Oops. Sorry about that.
Cold-hearted.
I mean, might as well travel with someone.
I trust them a little bit more than some random Joe on the street.
But you were traveling with the dragon man. But anyway,
The dragon?
the
tiefling's demon, not dragon.
What was he?
Tiefling is demon blooded, not dragon.
Crazy Dave.
Crazy
Kind of a
Dave.
Crazy Dave.
Yes, I remember Crazy Dave.
Yes.
I did not trust Crazy Dave in the least.
And we just lost our.
Okay.
No.
Kip.
Yeah. So Kip has had a pretty traumatic background experience, and has ventured out into the world to find some closure or resolution to a purpose that he has, and he's ventured out with some people, but that didn't really work out. So then he was on his own, traveling the world looking for something. Ran out of funds. He's broke. Kind of stumbled across this group of what seemed to be capable adventurers. Decided that he would tag along, almost in a mercenary type capacity, to gain a little bit of money. And I guess in time, he still has no money. But everybody's kind of funded everything for him so far, so he's hanging out. And he is starting to wonder whether or not this group would be capable enough to help him see his goals come to fruition.
And what's his initial thoughts? Or is it just undecided?
Undecided. I think he's starting to find a small kinship with Borinth, the barbarian, and he is. I think some of his scruples or his virtues may kind of run a little bit along the lines of what Jumnus seems to be showing him at this point. He's got 2 religious fellows that he is indifferent about right now, but doesn't really know. But kind of, they're men of God, it seems, and I think he can go along with that. No.
Okay.
Well, that's his perception of it, I guess.
Yeah,
he doesn't really know. Yeah, he doesn't really know Mattias, or Mattias kind of abandoned him on a battlefield one time and just left him to
chase
die.
after another
Yeah,
person.
I saw where your loyalties lie, I guess. And I don't know. He's a little. He really doesn't know Gundrick. He's only met him once in passing, and Baldur. I don't know that he's actually figured out who or what Baldur really is. Because he's. I know we went off on a side mission together at one point, but then you started acting really weird.
I think that most people would. I think most people
Weird
who,
how?
I think most people who know Gundrick would consider not having known Gundrick to be a blessing.
Ouch! Ouch! There, we lost our second viewer of the night. Ouch, Kendrick, I'm sorry.
He has sold
The
many.
character, not the player.
He has
Mark, you
sold
need to
many
slide
good
slightly
silks to
to your
people,
right.
very cheap in the past.
Yes,
What?
very cheap. He's also acquired them
Sold
cheaper.
silks to people, very cheap.
He's acquired them cheaper. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Baldur.
All right. Well, as you guys know, I spent most of my younger adult life serving the military forces in Norway. Fought many battles there, but once the new king took over, got a little too bureaucratic for me. So I decided to leave. My interests no longer aligned with Norway's. So I paid a merchant ship to take me to Denmark, where I traveled with them south to Venice, kind of as their bodyguard, just kind of keeping company with them. We went even further south into Hungary, which is where I ran into Mattias and Jumnus. They were in the middle of fighting off some Ottoman force outside of Skolpa, and I decided to lend a hand there. And we even ran into a bunch of vampires, which was pretty interesting. But
Yes.
in the 2 years since I left home, that was the first time that really felt good to be in a fight again. And I decided that I didn't know what they were doing or where they were going. I just knew I wanted to be a part of it. So I decided to go along with them.
Okay. Do you feel any loyalty or kinship in any way?
Part of who I am is the people who fight beside me are family, and so far they have done me no wrong. They've got my back in battle, and I have theirs.
So long as you reap the eyeball benefits.
Well, listen, okay, that doesn't hurt you.
Ow!
That is
He can quit. He can quit.
There you go.
He can
I can quit
whenever he
anytime.
wants.
I can quit anytime.
like a good,
I just don't
He's
want
gonna
to.
go to II Anonymous.
like any good.
I've spent,
don't
I've
want
spent
to.
so much time not scooping out eyeballs. I think I deserve to scoop out at least one
I even
eyeball
got this
right
nice
now.
bag for it. They practically belong in here.
Oh my god.
Jumnus, Dawnflower, Brad.
Honestly, this is a question that I've been asking myself for quite a long time. Why am I with the party? Right, is the question.
Why are you traveling with this?
Why am I traveling with this party?
This group, as opposed to.
I've been thinking about it for a good long while. It's kept me up at night, wondering. When we created the Champions of the Sun, when we named this group, it wasn't naming a mercenary group. I I wanted to be a hero. I wanted to be, representative of all that is shiny and good in the world. And I feel like we've fallen from that. And I feel like we're not what I want to be. We're not heroes. We're soldiers or warriors or whatever, but we're not what I wanted. So this is why I've been thinking about this. But I don't know. I've journeyed with you and Baldur for a long time, and I've grown to trust you for the most part. Borinth, even Borinth and Kip, I've seen a little bit from you two that signifies that you want to do the right thing. And I don't know if you're happy with the arrangement that we have. I feel like you're all good men, and I feel like we've made poor choices and we've done the wrong thing. But I think maybe that's part of my job, is to try to steer us to doing the right thing. I don't know. I know I don't necessarily trust Gundrick. Shalom seems like a good man. I think we need to reevaluate as a group our purpose, and if it doesn't align with, vanquishing evil and being heroes, maybe I will step aside. Maybe I will go on my own path. That's the decision we all have to make together.
If he goes off on his own path, we'll join him.
Trying to.
We just keep
the question
following
really
him.
isn't.
He goes,
isn't
all right,
germane
I get it, you're
to
leaving.
you. Yeah.
It's like the Verizon network.
Does that make sense? So that's
Sprint
something.
network.
So I guess Reza.
Just
Am I
lets us
pronouncing it
sponsor
correctly?
something.
Reza would have to turn around and decide. Yeah. Okay. So
How do you spell that?
R-E-Z-A.
Okay.
when we last left off, the characters were leaving. Everything cool?
Yeah.
So just your alignment is pretty much a non-issue in this particular campaign.
I kind of noticed when you guys were scooping eyeballs from people.
Wait, what?
What's this you guys thing?
He just, I was just mentioning
this guy.
alignment is pretty much a non-issue in this campaign.
Yeah,
I have permission.
Well, I mean,
have
like,
permission to do so. from
Defining
the party.
yourself by your alignment.
That's why I did it in
Yeah.
secret last time.
They
all know.
I view alignment as a result of actions as opposed to the other way around. So I
Yes.
do good things, so I call myself good. I don't know. But in this world in particular, there is no good or evil. It doesn't really exist. It's part of the reason why Jumna struggles so much. It's all gray.
And right into the darkness and gloom with the music.
Roll initiative.
I have to agree. I have to agree with you, Jumnus. We may have lost our purpose a little bit. Quick to killing, it seems now.
I think I can pinpoint about when that started.
I don't think we can
We don't
blame
have to
any,
say it. We all
I don't
know.
think we can blame any one person.
I think we can.
It's all of us, though. It's we all make these.
You know,
choices.
Matthias has never got along with him.
Yeah, that's true. Sure.
Ever
but-
since a certain murder.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
So you are exiting a warehouse. It is nighttime when you were entering about the time that Baldur and Borinth went inside the house. It was late toward the end of evening nautical twilight, in that period after the sun had gone down and before complete darkness. After making your way through descending down through the tunnels underground and winding your way through it, and then through the large cavern that you went through, meeting the guards, continuing through the cavern exit through what became more refined tunnels to a large warehouse, and then eventually to another large warehouse that led off of that. You were led to an exit, and the doors were opened and you were allowed to leave. You are standing just outside of those doors, a set of heavy wooden doors against a stone building that is clearly, if you were to look at it on either side, no windows, it's clearly a warehouse type structure. Borinth turns to you, Borinth and Shalom, thank you. Borinth and Shalom, Borinth says to you, I have some things I need to take care of. I have some. And Shalom says to him, asks him, may I accompany you? And Borinth is somewhat reticent initially. It seems pretty clear that he has some thoughts on his mind that he needs to address. And he says, where can I meet you?
Oh, to us he says this?
The tavern.
So we'll probably be returning to the Teutonic Templar?
Yep.
So if you're coming tonight or early tomorrow morning, that's where we'll be.
If, okay. If you don't...
Otherwise...
Okay, but don't wait up. Don't wait for me.
Otherwise, we were going to go to the
palace.
The cathedral? Oh, you two needed to go to the cathedral. We could meet you there if you want tomorrow morning.
I'll try, he says. Shalom seems to nod in agreement. And the two of them, not precipitously, but seem to take off in slightly different directions into the dark. Okay, what are you guys doing?
Back to the tunnels.
Sky above is a
Immediately.
nightmare.
Yeah, you could say that again. I think we all need to clean up a little bit, maybe get a drink, and
need
return
rest.
to the Templar, the Teutonic Templar,
Yes.
to the tavern.
I agree.
All right.
Yeah, I need rest. I look a little worse for wear.
We'll regroup at the Templar.
You make your way through the streets. It's dark. There are some lights about. There's still a few stalls open in the market as you go through it, but it's clearly just some last-minute transactions, perhaps some individuals packing up stuff, some other individuals securing their stalls and what have you. You continue through the market and down the side street. It kind of dips ever so slightly downward. And that's what I didn't put out, the monitor for the Teutonic Templar. So eventually,
in there.
I'm sorry?
Oh, we should embed it in there.
There you go. So eventually you make your way down the street, and off on the right-hand side you see the two shields of the Teutonic Templar Tavern. One, the Teuton shield, the other, the Templar shield, mounted side by side. Go inside.
Yes.
Yeah.
No reason not to.
Okay, it's actually a fairly quiet night so far in the Teutonic Templar. You see Hans behind the bar cleaning out some mugs. His wife, you could just make her out in the background between the doors itself. And he says, "Hi, good evening."
Hello again.
You look a little worse for that.
I'll have something strong, please.
Make it two.
Very
We'll
well.
all have a round.
Oh, thank you, Emerald.
There's the table.
He just like waits to pilfer food.
You like look in your wallet and just like a little fly comes out. Or a moth.
Like, you know, he pretends to pay for everything. Like he's like pretending to pull something out.
Simonida turns to you and says, I'm going to lay her down upstairs.
That's a good idea.
I'll be back.
Thank you.
And she goes upstairs with the child that you had acquired, for want of a better word.
Makes it sound so
Stolen.
disreputable.
Stolen would probably be the best word. Kidnapped, I think is the definition.
What other choice did we have?
Not really, actually. So
I still have questions for her.
we could have left her, but okay. So she goes upstairs.
Yes.
Okay. I have a drink, and I guess I'll.
He brings over several drinks.
Down.
He stacks them all up. So, I get a lot of customers, if you'll pardon me. What are your names? If You don't mind me asking.
Of course not. I am Matthias.
Matthias. Very nice to meet you, Matthias.
And you as well.
Umbriel introduces herself. I'm Umbriel of Austria. Very nice to meet you. And the other lady who was with you, who...
She was, her name is Simonida, and I'm Jumnus of the Sun.
Jumnus?
Jumnus.
Yes, it's a common name, I guess.
I don't think so, but okay.
I seem to have heard it recently. Perhaps I'm wrong. Yeah. And you also?
Balder Tostain. Good to finally make your acquaintance.
I'm sure we have met, but I don't know if I... you've been here a few days.
I don't think we've ever introduced ourselves.
If you don't mind me asking, you don't have to. And you, sir?
Kip Kalen. Pleasure to meet you.
You too, sir. Bring up your drinks. I hope I'm not too forward. I am, of course, Hans of the Tavern. And your friend, your other two friends, they are not here with you tonight. No.
They have other business.
Yeah, very well. Simonida comes back downstairs. Everyone roll a perception check.
I'm gonna ask.
Sure, me too.
Am I doing this as well, even though I'm talking to Simonida, or?
I see it.
No, you don't
See
have
everything.
I'm gonna
Natural
ask
20.
her why she
Natural
thinks
20.
that way.
That's a 14.
You notice somebody in a corner. I don't know any other way to do this. Describe your character. Sitting at a table.
Basically, I'm like a hooded person. I have a hood on, black clothes. I kind of have like a bow on me, but it's not out or anything. I'm just like trying to keep to myself. Just I'm looking down, but I'm also trying to like keep an eye out on the room.
Okay.
Keeping an eye out for something.
Your perception was so good, though, you caught his glances over in your direction. There's something about his eyes that seems unusual to you and somewhat familiar at the same time.
And I'll, as I take a drink, I'll put it down and I'll kind of lean in and be like, I think we're being watched.
Watched?
Yes.
Watched how?
With people that have eyes.
That is an obvious.
More than some people in our group have.
That's gotta be like
in the corner.
10 eyes.
Wow. Don't tell that to Balder. Don't let him know they have eyes.
Well, we're all
in the corner.
we're all friends here.
I don't know if this is related.
I look. Do I see this figure when I glance over towards where he indicates?
If he points him out to you.
Yeah.
He said in the corner.
In the corner. Right, you said in the corner, right? It was in the
Yeah.
corner? Yeah. In the corner? Yeah, okay. In the corner.
I don't know if it's related, but someone broke into our rooms upstairs. Took some coin. And,
Oh, well, it wasn't my room then.
Some coin and a ring.
Yes. We're at a table now. I'm assuming.
Yes.
Or?
How does somebody know that we're missing a ring?
It's her ring.
It's her ring.
From her room.
From her room. Who was in her room?
I don't know. I'm gonna go ask Hans about it, but
Alright.
I think we need to be careful.
Alright, I got you.
Simonida reaches over, grabs your arm, and leans in toward you. Very cautiously.
Mm-hmm.
As if she's concerned about something in some way, shape, or form. She whispers that to you.
Okay.
So we're being watched from the corner, and the princess's room has been broken into at the same night.
She's a princess.
Well, I'm going to.
Yeah. She's a queen. I
Queen.
suppose, which she is.
Serbia?
I didn't know I was in such
Yeah,
prestigious
so
company.
technically, yeah. That does make sense, but it doesn't make us any more or less safe. The fact that this has happened, or any more safe.
I'm concerned, but She says, but I just thought you should know. Something is off.
Thank you. I'm gonna go.
You want to talk to Hans?
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to Hans. I'm
All
gonna
right.
go up to the bar.
Hans is cleaning a mug.
I'm just gonna keep watching him.
As am I.
You see somebody clearly watching.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do, if anything? I'm sorry?
I should have rolled stealth.
Should have rolled stealth.
Yeah.
Just hides under the table.
I blended into the bar countertop.
Just close your eyes, they can't see us.
Dive over the bar.
If I
I'm just
can't
gonna
see
keep,
them, they can't
I'm
see
just gonna
me.
keep looking at them, just like seeing what they're doing. I am here for someone. I'm trying to look for something.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, just keep an eye out on everyone. Counting on us. But yeah. I'll make it obvious. He already knows he can see, so I'm just gonna keep an eye on him. So,
It's a staring contest.
Well, then I will walk right over with a drink and sit down at this table.
Okay.
Have one on me. You look new here. We've been here for a few days. Haven't seen you around.
cast message right to him so the others don't see. Go here. What do you want?
Whoa, we're all just friends here. Just having a drink. Better question is, what do you want?
Another message. I'm here for someone. You guys look interesting, but I don't think you're what I'm looking for.
All right. Well, keep the drink. I'll walk back over to the other group. That guy's weird.
Weird bone horrors underneath a mountain cave, or weird Gundrick murdering two people.
I mean, seems
There's
alright.
more
Just
weird
says-
just those two.
He says he's just waiting for someone. I mean,
Everything else has become so standard for me that is my range of weird at this point.
Did he say who he was waiting for? We have companions that have not arrived yet.
I didn't ask. Who he's waiting for?
As you walked away,
He wasn't
I'm
very
gonna
talkative.
try to push the drink away from me and just try to keep staring at you guys, and then and the drink, and you guys, and the drink, and you guys.
I'm just gonna start glaring at you, at him, at the one in the corner. Okay. What is the rest of the party doing?
I'm trying to.
Went to Hans.
Well, I'm waiting for Hans to come over.
Looking at another round of party. Yeah.
Yes, another round, and I have a
Absolutely.
question.
Two gold should do it.
I'll
I'll
throw
pay.
out- I'm already at the bar. Don't worry about it. I'll throw out
And,
5 gold.
Who's with you?
Just me, unless
Just you.
Simonita came along.
No, she would have stayed at the table.
Okay. So I throw out 5 gold,
Oh, don't be sure.
and
Don't get that.
have you seen anyone peculiar wandering around? Maybe we think one of the rooms upstairs, one of our rooms, was broken into. And considering this is your establishment,
Do my best to ensure that no rooms are broken into. There was another man who, interestingly, had the same name as you. And you happen to guess it was curious. And he said he asked me to show him to his room, and I said, lead me to it. And I just thought it was odd. But to the best of my knowledge, there have been no break-ins.
and you opened this room. It was the second room upstairs.
Yeah, it very seems plausible at the moment.
Can you describe him? You said his name was Jumnus?
He shared the same name as you.
Jumnus Dawnflower.
Oh, I don't remember the last name, but that is possible.
What did he look like?
He describes him, and it's pretty clear
Like Hendrik?
that it was. The description sounds a lot like Gundrick Boxall.
Okay. Thank you, Hans.
Yeah. I have somewhere here. I have a letter. Another individual stopped by. You are a very popular bunch. Another individual stopped by and left a note for you.
He hands it to you. It's rolled up.
Okay.
And he hands it to you.
And he says, I think it was directed to your entire group.
Thank you, Hans.
You're welcome.
I'll take it. I'll put it away, and I'll grab the drinks, and I'll bring them back to.
Yeah, I hope I have not upset anything here.
Well, we'll see. Thank you. And I pass out the drinks to everybody.
Ah, thank
Say,
Thank you.
I think Gundrick was here. I think.
What did the little weasel do now?
I think he's the one who broke into your room, Cinnamita.
The one who's been traveling with us?
That's what Hans made it seem.
Why? I mean, he didn't. It's just a little bit of cash.
I can't even pretend to understand what he does, but you've seen how he gets when jewels and gold are involved.
It wasn't even that much.
I don't understand. I'll try to. We'll see if we can get Hans to swap some rooms around. Maybe if that will be. That'll help. We have a letter.
A letter?
It's written in cursive, so I can't read it.
We just got a letter.
You can hand it to
I'm
me
just kidding. What language is it though?
It's in cursive.
In Adventurers Camp.
If you want, I can try to.
Oh, I know who it's from. Okay, it's about the arena.
Ooh, the arena.
Why don't you read it aloud so the rest of the group may.
Gentlemen, this is Ajaguluk. I met you earlier today. I can arrange a fight in the arena for you with the best warriors in Söğüt. They're from Russia. But please know that I have seen them fight and they are very good. You might lose. However, if one of your party that is not fighting, he might abort the fight and you might earn some cash in that manner. As an alternative, I can set you up against Söğüt's second best fighters. I think you will beat them. If you beat them, I can also give you 1% of my 5% as well. That is the best I can do. I need about a day to schedule either. If only one or two of you wish to fight at a time, I can arrange that with notice of an hour or so. Please let me know if you are still interested. I can be found at the arena at the Kirli Kadin. Ajaguluk.
Aha!
You said about the fighter not fighting? If one of your party that is not fighting, he might abort the fight, and he might earn some. What does that mean?
He wants us all to fight, or 1 to 2 fight at a.
But if he backs out, I guess we get some
Well,
money.
he
for
said
him backing
No,
out.
if one of your party
I think
not
that he
fighting.
means if one of our party remains outside the fight, he can cut the fight short through some sort of complaint. And then I suppose there's a consolation prize of some sort.
I don't understand.
Oh, like you might short the fight.
Do not intend to fight. I know Shalom does not intend to fight. That would leave the rest of you. However,
Oh, I'm in.
I might gamble on the fight. I got no qualms about that. But
I am questioning.
I had promised Borant that I would back him up should he fight in the arena,
that is true.
and I need the money.
You? Money? You're rich.
Yeah, right. You're sure with
Every
us, bud.
time every time we've had to pay for something, you've somehow had enough. What do you mean you need money?
Guys have been most generous.
All right.
I'm down. We got to send word back to him.
We,
I need a good fight.
We also have some other tasks that I believe that we should figure out some sort of a strategy on how we are going to accomplish them.
Oda.
Oda, right? We want to
Yes.
find this Oda. I know Borant has that cipher that he wishes to decipher.
That's going to
That's
Oda.
Oda.
That's
That's the
Oda.
same quest. Okay.
We have two things here.
And then the palace.
Yes.
And this was a job assigned to Marius, myself, and Balder. We need to go to the palace to talk to the Bey.
To Osman Ghazi Bey about
Yes.
why his forces have been intruding into the Balkans. Yes.
So we do that. We need to do that. We think Oda is trapped in the palace, is what we think.
The palace or the prison, one or the
Or
other.
the prison, but might as well, if we're going to the palace, we might as well just ask there first.
But we are sure that yes, because we are sure that the prison that we traversed through last night is not
I don't
the prison.
think that's the prison.
No.
If
That's
she's down
something
there,
else entirely.
we already lost her.
Okay, because that is concerning.
Or him, whichever it is.
and-
We have. I don't think Adeltine ever really specified.
I don't even know about.
Didn't she say? Oh.
No. Adeltine just said that Oda was a friend.
I mean, what do we know about Adeltine to begin with? We don't know anything about her.
Nothing.
We know nothing. We don't know who she works for, what she wants. We don't know who Oda is. Honestly, we asked her to do one thing for us, and she didn't do it. I don't think we really necessarily owe her anything.
We don't. I mean, all we promised is we'd ask around. We don't need to
Yeah.
make it a priority to find Oda. But
I
if we're gonna be there,
I don't know who she is or what she wants, and she's always been secretive with us the few times we've met her.
Is it that she's been too secretive, or that the rest of us are too paranoid? That's what I want to ask.
Speaking of paranoid, this guy over there is still staring at me.
I know, I've been glaring back at him for the last 15 minutes.
find out who he's waiting for.
Should I roll a perception to see over them about the fight?
Sure, if you. Sure, why not?
I mean,
Makes sense
We're
that
not-
you'd be.
you probably heard us. We're not hiding our speech from you.
Yeah.
We're in a
no,
small bar.
So
Yeah.
I'll listen in on like their fight, and then I'll look at my pouch of almost nothing.
We are of kindred spirits already.
I'm gonna message the guy who's staring at me.
Which one? Because one's staring and one's glaring.
No, the
one you
one
pointed
that's
at.
staring, not glaring. The one who's been like who's locked eyes with me like the longest time.
I could make something.
I know you can see me. I heard you guys are talking about a fight for money.
I'm just gonna like look around. Just be like, oh, God, get out of my head. Just take a drink. I think. I don't know.
Kip,
What?
all right?
What's
wrong?
Are you drunk? Are you too drunk? Are you not drunk
I'm
enough?
just gonna look at you and like turn my head sideways, almost as though I'm not understanding what's happening. Or is that how message? Do I know it's him?
Is this a spell you're casting?
Yeah, it's a cantrip.
Okay, true. I'm not 100% sure how it exactly works.
Brad will
I'll
find
take
out.
your word. We'll go with it for now.
Well, Brad will
Don't
find out
worry
in a
about
second.
it. It's working.
It's
not a
basically
problem.
like I'm whispering something at the direction and specifically for someone.
Yeah.
And only that one person can hear.
Can he reply?
The
That's
target.
the only real question.
They can
that
reply in a
matters.
whisper that only you can hear.
I guess what I want to know though is like, would I know that it's him?
I don't know.
And yeah,
That's a good question.
I did say
It doesn't
that I know you
specify.
can see me.
Yes, you did.
If it
That
was,
a just message.
That's true.
I know when you cast sending, they know who it is. Message is because that's an infinite range, and they know who it is. This is a 120 feet range, and you don't know specifically.
Yeah.
But
okay,
you can
that's-
reply in a whisper.
Yeah. Who are you?
What is sending?
That'll be my response.
It's 3. I've used it a bunch of times.
Oblivious to what's going on, Hans walks over to you and mumbles to you.
Number 1 weakness is cursive.
Don't worry, no one can read it.
So far, so
No, it
good.
says die says. I'm like, who's die?
It's Franken's script.
Sorry. Dice saves.
Did you give him the wrong card? Was that the whole plot?
Hans approaches you after asking if he
Okay.
can get you anything. He says,
Oh, it's a he.
I'm sorry. He says, I don't have any. Sorry, I
take at least a few days, maybe longer.
I cast message to him. Thank you.
He's standing right next to you. He's like,
Just a
You're welcome. Yeah.
just a light whisper.
okay.
And then back to.
Yeah. So I replied back, "Who are you?"
Uh,
Which you guys hear me just say, "Who are you?" I guess.
No, it's a whisper that
It's
only
a
he can
whisper.
hear.
Oh, okay, got it.
Because it's magic.
Yep, that works.
another message.
A wizard did it.
You can call me Reza. May I join you for the fight?
For the fight, the arena fight.
I heard there was gold.
Gold, yes. Guys, I think the guy in the corner is talking to me, but I'm not sure if it's him.
Oh no! It's him.
Okay.
He did that to me.
He wants to. He wants to fight in the arena with us.
Are you sure you're not just drunk?
Why would it not be him?
Because
Very observant.
It's magic.
we've been drinking. Is this just stronger than
why
I
would you
thought?
just assume that it is?
I'm not assuming anything, but I know earlier you were talking to no one in particular, it seemed.
Was I?
You went dark for a little bit.
Yeah. You speak to your goddess, do you not?
I do.
Do you see her?
My dreams and visions.
Well, I too see and speak to my goddess. This is not my goddess that is speaking to me now.
Hans, can't keep a straight face. Hans, I need more to drink.
Yeah.
Son of a-
Another round.
I'm not even through my second yet. I still somehow feel as though I am drunk.
Okay. Well, it seemed like you were in English. If you ever want to talk more, I will listen.
I appreciate that. I also meant to thank you for saving my life when we were fighting the masked men.
No problem. I'd expect you to do the same.
I would.
It's definitely this guy.
This guy.
So he wants to fight in the arena.
That's what he said. He would like gold.
Ah,
Gold.
All right.
Gold.
I like that response though. If you
Everywhere.
want to talk more, I will listen. Reminds me of those old RPGs. And then if you click on it again, they just keep saying the same thing.
If you want to talk more, you just ask it. If you want to talk more, I will listen.
And if you
wanna
talk more, they
I
won't
will
talk
listen.
more.
Yeah, right. Do I have a spell slot? I do. I can do this. Okay.
Hans's
Gotta
wife
I don't have
stumbles
singing,
out of the
son of a
back
bitch.
room and approaches you.
Your armor is clothes are kind of soiled.
She says very politely. You look down at yourselves and you're covered with
Blood.
blood and bits of body parts and other.
I believe I should.
If you are not offended, if you want to leave them with me, I'll make sure they're clean by the morning. For
course.
at least a few hours. It's up to you.
Thank you. That would be much appreciated.
Of course.
Sure.
That'd be very much appreciated.
She
is all I
says,
have.
if you just step over there. There's some not chemises. There's a little bit. You can wear them if you want, but there's some
No,
light tunics you can put on.
I will bring mine down after
I
I
have spare
go
clothes.
to my room.
Okay, so you go to your room momentarily and gather up your stuff. Does anybody else?
Yeah, I'll do the same.
Okay.
Sure.
Yep. Yep.
I'm with
Yeah.
Kip. I got nothing else to
Well,
wear. So.
if we wear the tunics, these little light tunics that she gave me.
Yeah.
Just two?
I'll give her the
Or
armor.
the pants as
I'll give her 5 gold, cover Kip's
Hey,
cost.
that's very kind of you. That's way
She hands you back 3.
It's like gonna bathe in the
like
beer.
it's too much.
Thank you.
Too much. And she says it'll be ready by the morning or dried too.
Thank you.
Side question: is there like a stables that are attached to this? Like, I'm just actually curious where we put our horses.
Yes, there is a set of stables.
Okay, because
attached to it.
that's where I would like the wolf to be hanging out at. It's just kind of
That's our room.
Yeah, which I don't know where you want Charlie, but you know.
Charlie is with.
Because I don't know.
Charlie's with the girl up in the room.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, Charlie's just a dog.
Right.
I mean, it's not
Yeah, I figured if the
quite as much.
Charlie went with Borth and
I mean,
Shalom.
this dog, your dog is fairly large,
yes,
right?
yeah.
He finally got it.
Roll off the Corinth right now.
There is a stable. You have to go out into the street. It's not that far. It's just about
Still 17.
15 yards down.
Okay.
And it's on the same side.
I'm sorry.
And there's a set of double doors.
So good.
I don't know why you left
There's
it
a
off.
slight opening at the top for air. And the effervescent. Is that the right word? Probably not.
The aroma.
Aroma
Yeah.
to get ventilated, if you will.
Sure. Okay.
And they're all in there.
So
Party's horses are in there.
I'll say, Baldur, do you want to see if you can get more information out of this guy in the corner?
Of course. I'll go back over to the table.
I'll accompany.
I want to see how this goes, and I'm feeling like this will be amusing, so I'll follow.
What is your interest in the fights?
I just messaged to him. Gold. Just straight up said
Gold.
gold.
All right, fair enough.
Muska. This is him talking.
Yeah, it's a little bit. We got the fire sounds too. We have a character in our
So that's going for
who
it.
doesn't speak either.
Okay.
So.
Do you, as the DM, do you not speak? I'm asking.
I speak. I don't speak a lot.
Okay.
I use message almost all the time. Probably the only time I will be mouthy would be like once they start getting drunk. That's why I've been just staring at the bottle and them at the same time. I want to, but I'm trying not to.
Okay.
All right.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
No, it's
All right. We all like gold, but why should you fight with us?
You are interesting. Your group. I've seen you come and go, but you're always. There is something about you people.
Okay. The only way that you're gonna be able to fight with us, I'm gonna have to test your mettle here. Come on.
Matthias backs away. I'm out.
1, 2, 3, 4.
All right. There's nothing wrong with a little brawl.
I'm out.
Don't be afraid. I'll be able to help you back up.
So Tom, you said that I there was something familiar about him to me.
Yes.
Now that I'm closer, do I see anything, or is there?
What are you wearing on your head?
He's got a hood.
Basically, it's like a little scarf thing with like a hood, and then under it, it's like a little turban. I guess you can see it now since you're a lot closer.
Okay. Roll. I'm gonna go out on a limb here. Probably you may not agree, but I'm gonna go out on a limb anyway. Roll an insight or investigation check.
Insight. Okay. 6.
Okay, you're not sure. Something.
Okay.
Something.
Something's nagging at me.
Roll an insight or investigation check.
They're doing that. I'm just pushing tables out of the way.
Two are checking each other out.
9 investigation.
Literally.
I'm just standing at as much of a triangle with Baldur and
More like
Jonas, and I'm like,
almost like a-
so
it
are we
wasn't
going to
passive
not
perception, but
discuss
it's all
the
kinda like
nightmare
the
that is literally
perception
that is
wouldn't
quite
qualify as
literally
what I was asking.
wandering around beneath
that
our
makes sense.
feet?
It's fine.
Yeah, we do need to discuss that. But let's have Baldur just vent out a little steam, and then we'll
Fine.
talk.
All right.
I'll go easy on him. I just need to see if he's worthy to be in the ring with us.
I'm just gonna lean up against the wall and cross my arms and watch.
I start pushing tables out of the way, make a little room.
Matthias sits down at the table and just starts downing his beer, or ale, or mead, or whatever it is.
And that, before you do this, Baldur, can I have 1 gold, please?
Let me see.
No.
Let me see.
That's an eyeball. That's an eyeball.
Here you go.
Okay, thank you. I got 1 gold on Baldur.
Betting my money?
I'll take that bet.
Yeah, so you're betting on the other one?
Sure, why not? I like the underdogs.
So what are you doing?
I am slowly taking out my short bow.
Baldur.
Actually, no, I'll take
Just so
my-
you know, you probably shouldn't
Take
tear
my-
out his eyes. Or scoop them out with a spoon, or whatever it is you do.
Spoon? Well, I'm not gonna kill the guy.
Actually, yeah, rapier and dagger.
Okay.
Nice.
He's going in.
DM's asking. Lethal, non-lethal?
Non-lethal for me. He seems very
I-
protective at the moment.
I guess non-lethal.
Okay. I just clarified
I
up
see
front.
no point in killing.
I just clarifying up front because just so it's not questioned later. That's all. Okay.
I'm gonna chuck another 5 gold on the bar. I'm gonna say this is for any damages.
Yeah, that is a good thing. Sometimes these things tend to spill over. Fortunately, there are not too many people here.
If it's worse, we'll throw in some more. Don't worry.
Yeah.
We're good for it.
I guess for initiative.
Sure. Roll initiative.
13.
11. You go first.
Okay.
And armor class without my armor is what?
You got so it's
Should be
without any armor.
10
It's
plus dex, right?
10 plus dex.
So I got a 10.
Okay. I have an AC of 16.
Alright.
I'm going to look for the nearest table and try to stealth.
Try to stealth.
Yeah, I'll try to like just stealth.
What are you trying to accomplish by stealth?
Well, I'm just gonna try to like push down a table
This is Bort's honor.
and try
Yeah,
to
figured.
like go behind it and stealth, so I can just get my sneak attack basically.
So, can you do full cover and then stealth?
You roll at disadvantage.
Oh, that's breaking things
you
already.
guys are like sparring against each other. You're like right in front of each other, basically in a bar.
Yeah.
Come on, drop your weapons.
I will break you.
If he dies, he dies.
We're going to pump
Hold that.
you up.
Oh, is Tom getting out Rock'em Sock'em?
That's always
It's totally like
that's
for
always the
Rock'em
rough
Sock'em.
thing with rogues is like they're not very great at one-on-one combat.
Slide this out of the way.
He was talking to
So
me.
you
No, he
guys
was
are
talking
like-
to me.
So you guys are, let's just call it right over in this area, right over in here. So you
Everyone's
got
over there watching.
So you were at this corner table. We'll say you were at this corner table, and they were over here. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm over by the bar.
This is you.
'Cause I was
You were
I was
back in
talking
this
now.
corner. You came out here. You got Boren, or not Boren. I keep saying Boren. Baldur.
Where
So
was
I'll
that table
be-
again?
So you got this was your table originally, and you saw him back in this
Well, I'll
corner.
be right in the middle of those tables because I kind of pushed them out of the way.
Right up against the wall, leaning
So I'm
there
kind of
watching.
like in the middle there.
Does that kind of give the lay of the land?
Yeah.
We'd all
So
probably
it's not
be
like
pushed over.
It's like it's not like
you're not
it's
out in
like
the
a
woods or anything like that.
Yeah, no, I'll think of something else then. Alright,
It's not like you're in a fight with a bunch of compadres or with other folks. You're mano a mano here. What am I missing?
Instead it doesn't pump, it just appears.
Okay.
I don't.
So you have initiative, right?
Not
Yeah.
bet
What are you doing?
1 gold.
I guess I'm just since there's no
That they
table
knock
by
each
the
other out at the
height,
same
I'm
time.
just gonna
Well, I mean, there's a table right
I
there.
don't not bet
There's
that
this table.
1 gold that they
Yeah.
knock each other out
well,
at the same
I mean,
time.
I have my rapiers out. I don't have my bow, so I'll just use that some other time. I'm just gonna go up to him then.
Okay.
So, go up to him
Kick him in the balls.
and rapier with my main hand. Does a 26 hit?
26
You gotta beat a
hits.
10.
Okay.
Plus 7. Baldur's dead. No.
Could you imagine?
We said non-lethal.
80 points of non-lethal damage.
How many?
Yeah, you
80 points of non-lethal.
80 points.
I would love it if he knocked you out and like you wake up and you're like, he's in.
He's in.
10 non-lethal.
All right. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna see. You don't need to keep saying non-lethal unless you
Okay.
change it. I'm gonna assume it's all non-lethal.
Yeah.
Does that make
Alright.
sense?
Yeah, alright. So 10 piercing, and then with my offhand.
You guys are like scrap.
Fumble.
Okay, well, we use fumble cards.
Oh.
You're probably not familiar with this.
I'm gonna give him a reroll with my inspiration.
Ooh.
Oh, but this was gonna be a fun one.
I don't care.
Jumnus is like, go for the hand. Go for the hand.
Natural
It's a
one
woman.
again.
Same
Okay.
card. Same card.
It's fate. It is decided.
Yeah, it's fake.
Right.
Just to be
Let him read it, let him read
clear,
it.
well, just to be clear before we continue, we have never been able to correct a natural one when we use our inspiration.
Yeah.
Almost
Is that
ever.
true?
It almost always is a 1 again.
Yeah.
I think once we
Sometimes
fixed
it'll be a 2 or a 3, but
it
it
say?
still never succeeds.
Frightened. Wisdom saving throw DC 10 or be frightened as per the condition.
Okay. And how often do you have to roll it? Every round?
If the attacker fails its saving throw, the creature is frightened by his intended target. Frightened creature has disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while the source of its fear is within their line of sight. The creature also cannot willingly move closer to the source of its fear, but it can attack the source with disadvantage if it already is in melee range or missile range. There is no
So he just stabbed you, saw you take it, and just.
I'm gonna
Got
say you get to roll
terrified at the fact
at
that I didn't care that I was
the
stabbed.
end of your round. Okay?
Okay.
Okie doke.
Can I get a new initiative here?
Oh, wait, did you roll the save?
Not yet.
Okay, roll. Okay, I'm gonna say you get to roll at the next round, beginning the end of the round. Okay, go ahead.
Can I jump into initiative here?
Roll initiative, sure. 6. You're a what?
It's a 7.
13.
You're a 13. You're a 7.
11.
11. So you.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So party
Party
allies, and then Balder and Jumnus, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right.
We're calling you party allies right now. We don't have a name tag for you. Okay.
But no, that's pretty cool. I never thought of it like that.
Okie doke. So that was you, Balder. Balder's up. You reach out with your rapier. You go to scratch him, and you accidentally cut him in his right foot somehow, amazingly, and a little bit of blood spatters up in your face. And all of a sudden, you're terrified by this blood. Maybe it's hepatitis B or HPV.
I didn't want to use weapons, and I just summoned my hammer into my hand, cast green flame blade on it.
Oh no.
Eternal blue sky above.
We'll use that.
No.
Oh!
Come on.
Please be worse. Yes, it's worse.
And I miss. And then for my bonus attack,
No, it's not a bonus. Summoning it is your
miss
bonus.
again. No, it's not.
It is.
I
Summoning
use an
weapons is a bonus
inspiration to
action.
give you
Yeah,
to give you a reroll.
I'm not using a bonus as an extra attack.
Wait,
It's not a bonus action.
So
Oh, it's part of your.
Yeah.
Oh.
Extra's not a
you
bonus.
you get a reroll.
And I can do it because I'm at level 7, so I can cast it
Yeah,
as a
yeah,
cantrip.
I know, but I.
Your verbiage.
This dice.
Put that
Your
bonus stack,
verbiage.
please.
This dice is done.
6, 7, and 8. Right
I
in the jail.
miss. He's up.
I'm gonna
Jumnus
cast
is up.
calm emotions on him to suppress the frightened effect.
Okay, how does that work?
As long as I'm concentrating, he is no longer frightened for a minute.
The fear leaves you.
I don't know if he'd still make a roll to.
We'll make it anyway, but it's not going to have any effect if he fails it.
So that's
at least not for this
It's just it suppresses me.
so
Okay.
that's 10 rounds.
You're up, and roll a d20 and a wisdom saving throw. Beat a 10 or better. Okay, so
15.
You beat it, so the effect goes off. But it also went off because of his spell seems to be protecting you. You're up.
All right. I'm gonna try to attack again. 19.
You hit.
Chip away at you. Dip and dive.
Well, I got no armor on.
12 piercing. 26. 7. I think piercing also for a dagger, right?
Sure.
Slashing. And
not sure
that
what
was
that
with
is.
my bonus action.
My
Oh wait, no, I don't add my. It's just 2. I don't add my
No, you don't. No.
Yeah, I don't have the thing.
2
for
weapon
it.
fighting.
So that is 14 damage.
I got it.
altogether.
I got it.
That's my turn.
He sweats it off. The rapier comes in a dagger. You see him attacking with 2
You
weapons.
sure he's level 1?
I think I did say he's gamey.
That's all right.
Okay. Okay.
All right, here we go.
God.
2.
Reroll.
Come on.
Oh, I love it. I love it. This is amazing.
Your betting Baldur's Gold is paying off. It's somehow giving him bad
you done?
luck.
I guess I'll just go after attack. Please? I love it. I love it.
That's amazing.
I missed. We're good.
Oh my god.
I'm still.
All right.
Okay, Gemini, you're up.
I'm gonna cast Bless on him.
tell he's
Oh no!
toying. You're toying with him.
Yeah, right.
Well, he's no longer afraid. Yeah, I'm gonna cast Bless on him.
What does that do?
So he gets to you get to add a D4 to any attack roll or saving throw for the next minute. So you get an extra D4
You feel like
on your
somebody is watching over you.
attacks.
Okay,
And
and
whisper
you are
it.
back. You feel this warmth wash over you as somebody seems to be watching over you. And in the bar, you hear some other people. The rowdiness seems to be building as some other people are wandering in the bar to watch the fight itself.
A little guy's beating this guy.
Holy crap.
22.
You're good.
Still hits.
This
11. Offhand.
You're like, oh no. I need spells.
And
I need
9
spells.
from my offhand dagger.
Yeah, add the D4.
Oh right.
You get the D4
Bless.
the whole next minute.
Okay, I guess it's
That hits.
12
All right.
Is it 12 hit?
or 13.
13.
13
Yeah, that
13
hits.
hits.
Oh.
I got no dex.
Okay.
Wait, what was your first attack this round? How much damage was
11
that? So 11.
plus 1. So 12.
12 points
All
of
right.
non-lethal damage. Okay.
All right.
And Baldur, you're up. You feel the stings of these.
What do I want to
the
do?
rapier and a dagger stinging away at you.
I feel like I can just get one shot.
I'm sorry.
Almost definitely, yeah.
Instead.
Yeah, he hits you once, you're pretty much dead.
Probably.
Or not necessarily dead.
Oh
You're-
yeah,
you're
yeah,
unconscious.
it's not automatic.
Mostly dead.
You add a 5.
Wait, is there
and you
someone in
roll
the
a
town
five.
named Miracle Max?
Yes.
Should I go? All right, I
For
will.
that matter, is the price
I
low
will
enough that it's worth
cast.
it?
I will cast chromatic orb at him
Oh no.
at second level. Oh.
Okay, now you've just got him pissed.
What does chromatic orb do?
It does.
Nothing.
No, it does.
Those are terrible.
Did you roll
Yeah,
the
they are
attack for it?
terrible.
It's an attack roll.
Yeah, you gotta roll an
Oh,
attack.
it is? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not like magic missile.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
You have magic missile?
Oh, okay, I see what it is. Alright, yeah. So I will roll attack. And I get. What am I?
Spell.
DC, which is. I forget what it is. 7.
Oh,
So I hit.
Yeah. that
18 to hit.
Okay, that hits.
And then we're doing
hits. 3d8. So.
4d8.
Yeah, he's.
Oh, it's because it's normally a first.
7, 8, 9. 10, 11, 17.
This
Nope.
flurry of
16
daggers and rapiers
Well, I'm dead.
cutting away at you, and all of a sudden it's like, the heck with you!
Oh, it's just 20 damage. Not lethal, you're good.
Spray of color
Dead
comes
over.
flashing at you, and he gets thrown back across the room, across the table, and he's laying on the table as you speak. You start to wake up at this point. You're starting to shake it off.
Yeah, I'm gonna heal him.
I'm just gonna sweep up the money.
I'm gonna cast a healing word on him with the bonus action.
Inspiration.
Oh, okay.
So you use that to do any
That was
reroll.
epic.
Alright.
So I'm gonna healing word you, which will bring you back up to what is that?
2.
2 plus 9. No, I'm sorry. 2 plus 6. So you're back up at 8.
Sweet. That's my full health.
Woo! Nice.
I have like a +6. But now I'm gonna go over to him, pick him up, prop him up on the table, and just. That was a battle. It took more than half. I love it.
That
Now
means
you are a fighter.
I
That means-
message at him. Ow.
that means he likes you.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
You are definitely welcome in the arena with me.
Well, if he's welcome, he might as well come. to the
Another
table.
round of drinks.
Might as well come to the
I'm gonna-
table in that case.
I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on Baldur.
This is but a flesh wound.
7.
All right.
That's your inspiration. You've won that.
Oh yes, and
That
Yeah,
was
gold
the
coin.
implication.
Oh, that's what you were betting? Nice.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I bet in game I bet a gold, but out of game I bet inspiration.
So how much gold did you bet everybody?
Uh,
You bet 1, and what'd you turn it into?
I don't know.
Well, I gave you a gold.
1 gold, so I turned 1 gold into 2,
All right.
and an inspiration.
So now you have 2 gold?
Well, I'm gonna give you back your gold.
No,
So
keep it.
I'll approach you and
I'm not taking it back.
say, so that was
2
pretty
gold.
remarkable. Not many people will last that long in a fight against Baldur here. It's almost like you have like a god watching your side.
I'll have to agree.
I just figured you were playing with him.
I
Yes.
thought, that's what I thought too.
As I'm like bleeding everywhere. Yes, just toying with
He's
him.
like a pincushion.
Yes, you were toying
I'm
with
gonna
him.
need another tunic.
You were toying with him. That's why you look like a human pincushion, right?
All I'm saying is I feel really confident about this arena fight with you in it with me.
I just can't believe the dice were like, nope, you can't hurt him.
No
you
way.
can't hurt him, not allowed.
Well, I mean, take into account you didn't
love
have
it.
any of your armor on at the time.
Well, I mean, yeah, guaranteed hits for him, but it's just, you couldn't make that up. Every time I rolled, it was a 2 or a 3.
I almost did a warding flare would have given you disadvantage. And,
Oh,
but
I didn't need it.
I didn't do it.
I didn't need it.
I'm just wondering, what's your level?
7.
No medicate.
I mean,
No, I just
7 years experience.
I
didn't-
don't know how
Oh, I didn't-
much of a disadvantage I had.
A lot.
No, I didn't.
A lot.
Doesn't matter.
That was a valiant effort.
just-
Yeah, that was
Literally
for level
took-
1. That was amazing.
Took half my health away before I could even hit you.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I've been traveling with you all for 6 years.
No, not quite. Almost though.
I was obviously
So do you
a
say
fighter
anything? You
before
just
that.
you just like stare at me.
Oh, I don't know.
I thought that was pointless.
You say out loud.
Yeah, I'm saying out loud. That was pointless.
Most of what we do is.
Unfortunately. Oh, and by the way, if you're going to be in that, joining that
gotta
arena
look at
fight,
the nearest camera.
this isn't just a straight up fight. They want it to be a show. So you're going to have to work on your showmanship, your flamboyancy. You're gonna have to make yourself look like you're gonna have to like really play up something. I don't know. I'm having too much to drink, but I don't care.
Okay. So it's getting a little bit later in the evening. You guys hanging out.
Yes, we just continue to hang
Just
out.
gotta
We
look
still
right
need
at the camera.
to-
That was for you, Brian.
We still need to discuss.
Yeah,
What we found.
what we're going to be doing.
Yeah.
I will. I want to play with my potion making kit.
Okay, well, you know what to do. I'll be right back while you do it. You know how to roll it, right?
Yeah.
Is it just me, or is it every time something's actually serious to what we are trying to do pops up? Something happens and it gets put
Calm
off.
down.
Yeah, we don't really get to commit to anything, unfortunately. So here, we have this letter about the arena.
Yeah.
That's on our radar. I don't think this is the most important thing to us right now, at least not to me.
Agreed.
Not to me.
And I
not
know
to me
I know Balder wants to be part of that.
We have 3 things other than this that I think we need to devote our efforts to.
Yep. One of them is clearly the mission from King Charles Robert.
Surely, because until we do that, we can't return to James Borsa, which is, in my opinion, a little bit more important.
Yes,
Every day that we stay away from there, another child dies.
That's another thing that we must do is we must bring this girl to the
We need to find her father.
self-proclaimed orphanage.
she might not have any
And
other
I do have
family,
questions for her.
unfortunately.
Is anybody familiar with Turnu Rosu?
Who?
It's a place. Turnu Rosu.
Where?
Turnu Rosu?
I know not.
Maybe.
I have business there.
Roll.
Oh.
Intelligence investigation, something like that with advantage.
Intelligence or investigation.
With advantage.
That is 16.
16. You know that it's a
That makes sense,
small
actually.
Yeah, so it's just a team.
mountain pass
Yeah, right.
village area between the Bulgarian Basin
Prevent infection and wounds.
and Bulgaria
Never been a
in
problem.
the Carpathian Mountains.
RP.
Okay.
Just give it to you.
Bergenwald, the Saxon area.
All right. Yes, that's near Bulgaria. In the mountains, I think.
That is far from here.
It's closer to where we started, actually, than where we are now.
All the more reason to hurry back.
Hmm?
I said all the more reason to hurry back.
Yes. Yes, I have business there, and I would like to work on our business here and eventually make our way there.
Yes.
Do you think the palace? Well, I think this is a stupid question. I think I know the answer. Do you all believe that the palace knows what's going on under their city?
I think almost certainly. I believe they said that those being used as tributes were criminals, correct?
I don't know.
You're sitting with them, correct?
Apparently, I'm just like listening in.
So you tell us.
I'm just listening in, but I have no clue what any of they're saying.
Understood. But you're with them. That's all I need.
That's fine.
Damn.
We all saw the warehouses full of clothing, hundreds, maybe thousands of sets of clothes. Do we really think all of them are
For
criminals?
the viewers, it's not comical. There was a debate about it.
I picture hills have eyes.
What do you mean?
Typo stuff everywhere.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I wasn't sure because like
Home license.
I have like a pile of clothes on my bedroom floor, but if you go to the junkyard, there's also piles of garbage that are like mountains and hills. So I don't know. It could have been any range of things. It could be a lot of little hills. It could be a lot of big mountains of piles. I don't know. I wasn't sure. I'm still not sure entirely, but I know it's enough to be hundreds and thousands of people's worth of stuff. There were toys. There were trinkets.
Very
Do we
crude.
think?
I mean, it wasn't like Toys R Us
Yeah, obviously.
dumped its lot there.
Yeah.
What's Toys R Us?
Exactly.
It doesn't even exist anymore. Do we really think all of them are criminals? The children who lost their toys, maybe they're down there. We don't even know who's down there.
Yes.
Or if
I
they
don't
did
know.
anything wrong. He didn't say it was a prison. He didn't necessarily say
I
it was a
liked
dungeon.
your view of we should go to the palace and ask or try to find out if they're familiar with it.
I feel almost certain that they are.
I agree.
It's
But
it's too big for them not to know.
I also agree with that. But that's the question.
Yes, but I think maybe we could find out the proposed purpose of it.
Either way,
I think the purpose is fairly obvious, to keep those things docile so that they're not a threat to the city.
So they take their poor, I'm sure some of them are criminals, but I'm sure most of them, not all of them are.
Yes.
I can't imagine they have that many criminals in this city for actual reasons, for actual crimes and actual things.
Agreed.
I don't know. It doesn't sit right with me, what's going on down there.
Not with me either.
Yes.
So I think our three things now are all beginning at the palace. Oda talking to the bay and this problem beneath the city.
Agreed.
I think we start there for everything.
Agreed.
So tonight we rest. Tomorrow we go to the palace. Or tomorrow we go to the cathedral. Maybe we see if Shalom and Borinth have been there, and then we go to the palace. Maybe we fight in the arena. Maybe we rest and prepare to infiltrate the caverns underneath. Because if we do that, we want to do it at night.
Yes.
And we want to do it at full strength.
And I would like to at least think about the fact that if we do infiltrate that, if they are criminals and dangerous people down there, and we infiltrate it to take out these beasts, what then of the criminals?
Perhaps they go to a regular prison. If we deal with
by us, would we do that? Would we take them there?
I don't know.
Yeah, so I just want to think that through.
But if we get rid of this problem,
yeah,
there won't need to be food.
Even amongst criminals, not
Agreed.
all punishments can fit.
The
Not
best
all
plans.
crimes can fit this kind of punishment.
Agreed.
Absolutely.
I am in full agreement. I just don't know if I feel comfortable putting cutthroats on the street
I agree.
by our actions.
I mean, we're
Why-
on the streets. And we're basically cutthroats the way we've been acting.
Why is it that every time we meet some sort of figure of law, it ends up being questionable?
Yes, I agree. We could very much be the people. If you were not diplomatic, that could have been us in that catacomb chamber.
If we do go down there, we're not going to be just dealing with the ones we saw or the ones we heard. We're going to be dealing with many more. We know that from the last time we saw them.
Absolutely. Well,
for all we know, there might be different kinds.
might be big ones. Absolutely. Which means we need to go in ready at our full strength.
Agreed.
I think in relation to this, Duran, the little girl,
Yes.
his mother was at that guard's house looking for her father, as were the masked men looking for presumably prisoners.
Yes.
I think it stands to reason her father may be in there. Whether he lives or is no longer, I don't know.
Yes. I would like to ask Duran the questions along those lines. Be sure, because that was my suspicion as well.
If he is in the prison and he is still alive, then I do not know what we can do to get him out, though. If we just break out the Oda and this man, if he's there, out of prison, we'll be directly placing ourselves against the law. We'll be placing ourselves against this city and every single soldier in it.
That's true. Maybe we can reach an agreement with the palace, depending on what they know. And depending on whether or not they even want to solve their problem. If these guardians, or whatever they called them, if they're fine just feeding them people, then we'd be fighting against the city to stop them anyway. If that's something that we want to just let happen. I don't know. I don't. There are no easy answers. There's no right way to do this. But I think that's where it starts. We question.
Yes,
And
I agree.
see what's happening.
I'd like to know Duran's the name of her father. So we should find that out.
If we think we can do something about the problem, and the palace wants something to be done, perhaps that can be part of the payment, releasing her father. And then we deal with the problem. We don't have to fight any guards. We do it for the city.
Within the bounds of the law.
Within the bounds of the law. But that's best case scenario. And I know best case scenarios don't really happen for us.
Unfortunately.
So we'll see.
And what of Oda in that case?
Oda can be part of it. We need to find out about him or her as well. That's where I stand.
Then we're in agreement. You and I.
Well, did you make anything good?
well.
What?
Did you make anything good?
I don't know. If you want to try it.
I don't know about that. Do you know what it does?
What does it look like?
The instructions I followed says it's supposed to be a tea for preventing infection and wounds. As far as what it does, I don't know.
I don't have an infection.
What does it look like?
I think I followed the instructions pretty clearly, though. I'm getting better at it.
What does it look like? Does it look like an actual tea?
Yeah, it's like a dark green tea.
So just like it's leaves or like a paste?
It was made with berries, but it turned green, which is weird.
How many potions have you made so far?
3.
Okay. Just keep me advised of how many.
Okay.
Green. Berries turning green.
Well, let me know when you make 6.
Interesting.
Okay.
What did you say your name was? I said, what did you say your name was?
Reza.
Reza. I don't know how much you've been listening and what you've heard or what your feelings are. But we might be doing dumb, dangerous things in the next coming days, in addition to the arena. There might be gold in it. Mostly we're just trying to do the right thing right now. But we've seen you fight.
And you might have to deal with some with some untenable, incorrigible people.
We've seen you fight. And Balder trusts you after the beatdown you gave him.
I don't think we need to worry too much about gold anymore.
I don't like that. Well, you said that. If you
Speaking
want,
of.
if you want to help, we could use a fighter like you. It's up to you.
Your group is interesting. Maybe. Well. Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll see everybody in the morning. I'm going to bed.
As am I.
And I go to bed.
As do
I go to sleep after studiously checking to make sure that nothing is missing from my room.
I talk to Hans before I go, or whoever is manning the place now, and I get Simonita's room changed.
Yeah, no problem, sir.
Thank you.
Very, very.
And he helps her move down to another room slightly farther down the hall without any problem.
And I will lock that other room for now. If anyone else tries to access it, I will let you know about it.
Thank you. Don't let them in.
Very well. And your room is
This one.
that's right. Yeah.
Actually, yeah, whatever. That's fine. Okay.
Yeah. Is that good?
Yes. Thank you.
Then good night. My bride will leave your stuff. No one will come upstairs. We'll leave your stuff by your door.
Thank you.
Yeah. Does this sound good? Yeah.
Okay. So I'm guessing we're going in the state now.
It is up to you.
Okay. I guess while we're going, I'm gonna tap on the big guy's.
Balder.
7 foot tall man.
Yes, Balder. I'm gonna tap on Balder's shoulder. So many gold, yes?
Plenty of gold. No need to worry there.
Okay. And then I just I message while I'm walking away. I'm gonna message Cantrip to him. Thank you.
All right, I will retire to my room.
Okay, your room is already covered for the night, as we talked about offline. So
I'm gonna show you a magic trick. Just any tribal.
What?
I said you're gonna show me. You say I'm gonna show you a magic trick. Just let me see your eyeball.
Does anyone do anything in their respective rooms?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Before I go to bed. Everybody make me geld.
Okay.
Oh,
Do you remember what to roll?
Weird.
Yeah.
customary prayers to the All-Father Tengri, of course.
Oh, look at these dice.
I'm gonna fix that.
Oh my
There's
god, dude!
actual
What?
ice in there.
Come on. Okay, that's better. Ah, yes. Gold.
How much gold did you make?
I made 66.
Awesome.
Is that just a straight? It's just eyeballs times your d20.
Yeah.
Oh my lord.
Oh, there's more gold in here. All right.
You guys hear from next door. Everybody, make me gold. And the sound of droppings.
I just,
Just
I'm just
gold
like,
coins everywhere.
Dumb and Dumber.
Tengri, All Father,
Gold's
give me
coming.
strength to survive the madness that permeates this entire building.
Yeah, I'll do a little prayer to Sir Henry. I'll ask her. Just say that I hope that I'm following her path the way she wants.
Are we on? Is it like a second floor?
Yes.
Okay.
Is that okay?
It's just, would my wolf have a way to like come in through a window or something? It's okay if it's not. It's just
I
role
mean,
playing.
it's kind of, if you remember the picture, they're kind of like wedged together buildings,
Right.
and it would have to go outside and come in. I mean, it's possible.
Okay.
But it would have to probably come up the steps. There's really no
That's fine. It's just role playing.
outside entrance to the second floor from the stables. Does that make sense?
Yep. That works. It's okay.
Carry it in. The blanket.
Anyone else doing anything in their respective rooms?
It's my baby.
Before I go to sleep, I'm just gonna practice my ocarina.
I'm sorry, say that again, please.
Gonna practice my ocarina. It's a musical instrument.
Oh, okay. I didn't know what that was. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
What
It's
is it called?
Ocarina. It's basically the
Oh, that's right. You wrote that in there, and I didn't have time to look at it. I'm like, what is that?
You never
I'm like,
played
oh,
Zelda, Tom?
I'm sorry?
You never played Zelda?
The Ocarina of Time.
No, I didn't play Zelda.
And in a
For
game,
shame.
a game so iconic, people think the instrument was invented by it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Which we all know
It
it's
wasn't.
Practice it just a little bit.
I hate
Okay.
you so
I'm
much.
gonna start
I don't know what an
prancing,
ocarina is.
and as
You
I,
really
s-
don't
as,
know?
as I start
You
prancing,
didn't know
I
either
hear
till
the
Zelda.
gold, and I just completely stop
Yeah,
prancing.
but I
Don't
didn't-
lie.
I didn't know
It's
much
like gold.
before Zelda.
Okay.
To be fair.
So you hear the sound of gold
Yeah, I know
falling
what it
on the
looks like.
ground.
Yeah, and then I go back to
There
prancing.
it is.
That's what it is, though.
Learn.
Just so you
Which
know.
picture are you using?
Multiple pictures.
Okay.
I learned
One of them
something
is a Zelda one, and then the other is a real one.
It passes.
I didn't.
I didn't know it was
I honestly
made in
didn't.
Italy. Though.
Okay, I'm not human. Okay. Anyone else doing anything?
Just gonna sleep.
So you pass to sleep. Boulder.
Now I'm afraid.
Yeah.
I love these. Oh, yeah. Is it me? Mike?
Did they gain any experience?
Be careful. Yeah, the table is not here.
Yes, you did, but I give experience at the end of it.
Oh, okay.
I don't do it like along the way. It would just be exponentially too complex.
Okay.
I know this is your first game with us, and so it would get way. I'd have to
complex,
actually
you have to
break out and
calculate
sit
it
down
and
and calculate, especially for things that
We got to take it a little
We're-
easy on them.
weren't planned. Especially for things that weren't planned, it just gets way too complicated.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so night starts to fall. You're sleeping. I'll give you a moment to look through that. In your drowsy state, for those who have no idea what's going on in the silence, some of the party members are having dreams, possibly bad dreams, possibly good dreams, but bad dreams.
I don't like
What is
dreams.
dream?
I do not like to think while I am sleeping.
You have no dreams, don't worry.
Never. ever.
No, I didn't say never ever. Your character has had dreams.
I know, but ever since those dreams, I have learned to dread whenever they happen.
I drink heavily to block them out.
So
My sleep is not natural sleep, it is alcohol induced. I mean, something else.
Okay, along about 2 in the morning, there's a bash at your door, Jumnus.
Okay.
Jumnus, wake up.
Do I recognize the voice?
Yes.
Who is the voice?
It is Hans.
Okay.
I'm trying.
I'll pick up my shield, and I don't think it takes too long to put on armor, so I'm gonna not do that. Pick up my shield, and I'll open the door a crack.
I'm sorry to wake you so early.
That's all right.
There is nothing urgent. Well, it may be urgent. I don't know. There are the guards are going through the streets, checking the inns. There are about a dozen. Apparently, there was a murder nearby, and the description going around the city matches a cohort of yours, a very large man, and there is a somewhat similar description to yourself. But I'm not accusing you, I'm just making you aware of it.
To me? And which cohort?
You had a person with you a few days ago, a big man. He had a large weapon.
Yeah, he had the bear claw around him.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's individual. Yeah, and they are looking. Perhaps it is nothing. But they will probably be here in a little bit.
And they're only looking for us two?
Well, they described a group of individuals of approximately 8 or so people.
Okay. So they...
You have not been bad to me. I don't know what trouble.
Right. I wouldn't expect you to have a place that we'd be able to hide away.
I have 3 places. Yeah.
He reaches into his bag. He pulls out 3 keys.
Yeah, they take these.
Do?
There are 3 different locations.
He writes on a piece of script.
They are flats. They are nothing special. They are just empty flats.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to know which one you go to. They are empty. You understand?
Sure.
If you want to go to one, I will not know which one.
Okay.
And if you need to contact me afterward, I'm sure you will find a way. Probably there will be, again, I don't know if you have anything to do with this or not. It is none of my business, but they will probably be here fairly soon.
Thank you.
Your stuff, it is right here. My wife left it by your door. It
Thank
is a little wet, but it is all clean.
Thank you.
Very well. And if you look outside of your compatriots' rooms, their stuff is there as well.
Okay.
It is all clean, but maybe a little damp.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Will our horses and other
they are next door.
they'll be safe here?
Yeah, they are safe here.
Thank you. I'm gonna fish out of my bag 20 gold, and I'm gonna give it to him. I say you've been very kind to us. Thank you.
Danke sehr.
We'll return if we're able. Thank you.
Yeah. They will be safe here.
Okay. And I go start going door to door, trying to wake everybody up as fast as I can.
Oh, it's already on 5.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
What
So
are you doing?
I pack up all my stuff and I start going door to door, waking everybody up.
Okay. You hear banging on your door.
What is it?
Quiet. Wake up.
Did we recover anything from the time that we've had?
You've been asleep for about 6 hours.
Cool.
So that would be a long
If we only do light activity for the next 2 hours, it would be a long rest.
We'll have trance, so it definitely is on.
You would definitely.
What do I get back? Do I roll?
Everything.
I just get everything back.
Yeah,
You would.
And half of your hit dice if you have used more than half.
Roll a perception. Perception with advantage.
We're gonna go.
Armor montage.
Guards.
22.
You hear activity out in the hallway.
I assume that our equipment has been cleaned by this point.
As you open the door, if you look outside, you see your equipment neatly laid out. If you quickly glance, you see your tunic there, a little damp, but clean, surprisingly clean of any blood, and any holes that were neatly stitched. There's obviously holes there, but they were cleanly stitched.
Are we given our armor as well to be cleaned, or just our clothes?
I assume
equipment.
You said equipment.
Okay, all right. I wasn't sure.
Yes.
Okay.
He didn't have his armor. I'm assuming it would include.
Right.
So
it's up to you.
So
if you didn't give him your armor's still covered with blood.
yeah,
I guess if everybody's in.
I pack everything into. I gather everything into my traveling pack and.
Okay. You start to gather everything up. There we go. That's what I meant to do.
Okay. That's what it was. Do I get? I go to everybody else's rooms and do the same thing.
Okay.
So everybody's got their stuff. Simonine and the girl and everybody.
Okay. Simonine comes up. What's going on?
The guards coming questioning about something. I don't know if
questioning about what
murders happening. I don't know if.
Do you think what happened at the house?
That's what I think it is. Yeah. I don't know.
Damn it all.
I don't know if we want to.
Damn it all.
Face them head on, or do.
No.
Then
we should go.
Well, I'm not saying fight. I'm not saying fight them. I'm saying confront them. Talk
Right.
to them.
Yeah, I don't think that would go well for us.
Unfortunately, I don't think so.
Let's sneak.
Get outta
Sneak
here.
away. And so I'm not going to wear my scale mail because that gives me disadvantage on stealth. So I'm not
What
wearing.
are you doing?
I am going to stealthily open the door and try to listen in, and if
Roll
there's
stealth.
Same thing.
It's like in my pack.
25,
Okay. You manage to very quietly open the door. You listen in.
and
You
I'm
hear
just,
what you're
carry my
if
plate
they
armor.
do, if it is stealthily sneak in, I guess I'll just follow.
Are you guys trying to be stealthy? I mean, you're picking up armor in the hallway.
Right now, probably not.
Yeah,
but
not
when
right now,
we get
but, like, if we
outside, we're
leave,
definitely.
yeah.
gonna
I
do
got
that.
my
You
armor
don't
on.
have it. It's very clear that they're not being stealthy.
Okay. Yeah,
Armor
I'm
montage.
just gonna keep my stealth on. I want my
Well, I'm not wearing my.
Sorry?
Get these
I
straps.
was promised.
I'm not.
big biceps,
I was
the
promised
Gundrich.
gold, so
From
I am.
he said there was gonna be.
Are you sure you're
Oh,
not
okay.
just showing
So-
off? Trying to show
you see
off?
them gathering up their gear. They're in the hallway. The gear was laid out in the hallway. They're gathering it up and they're heading toward the stairwell. What are you doing?
Hans is giving me
Slowly,
3 locations for
follow
3
them.
Roll
places
stealth with disadvantage.
that we can go to.
You're in a hallway in a
Alright.
building.
We have those options,
Fairly clear.
or I don't know if we can try to. Want to try the cathedral or
You
something
understand
else,
what I
but
mean?
those
It's
are
not
our
like there's
options.
anything
Yeah,
to
no,
hide
just to
behind.
see
In
it.
the
No, it's
hallway, they're going down the steps.
Over there.
You see them
Presumably it would be
heading
a safe
ahead of you
place,
down
but
the
I don't know
steps.
if
They
that's
seem
gonna be
oblivious
locked
to
or
you at
unlocked.
this point.
or-
But you're
Unfortunately,
But there's
I'm
other
not
people
sure we
moving
can
around
be
in the
entirely
hallway.
certain on the
Yep. Your feet are
on
making
the promise of sanctuary.
It's like 2 o'clock in the
as you
morning.
start to
We
head
should
on
have
down.
flat,
Does that make sense?
flat.
Yeah.
Cool.
What?
Huh?
Nothing. Okay. All right. So we pick a flat.
Yep.
And we okay.
Yes. All right.
All right. So
We
we
go.
gather
Okay,
everybody
so you
else. And we try to.
gather everybody up and you start to head out the door. And down the street you can hear some voices and so forth. This is my counter. Down, counter. I gotta use them for something.
I thought it was. My face that.
Okay, so do you head out of the building?
Yes.
Yeah.
Are there any that we've seen? Are there any other like?
You
back
hear
alleys or-
noises down the street. There's a couple way down in the distance. You see a couple mounted individuals too, and they seem to be just sitting on their mounts, while several individuals appear to have gone into another building.
Okay.
You suspect
can-
a tavern.
We
Yeah.
can probably retrieve our animals again when we come
Yeah,
another time.
I think we move ourselves now.
Yes.
Quietly.
Yes.
Okay, so we poke our head out, we see that, and then we head the opposite direction as quietly as we can,
Yes.
and duck down
Do we have to roll for stealth?
like an alleyway, or presumably he wrote us instructions on how to get there, right?
Yes.
So if there's one that says make a if they're on the right side, and there's one flat that says make a left out of the tavern, that's the one we go to.
Okay. Sure
So we
enough.
just try to avoid the
Okay,
guards.
roll stealth, everyone, with advantage. Nobody's looking right at you.
So I just get regular.
Oh, that's not good.
24.
What are you doing?
As I follow them?
Are you staying with him? How far behind are you following?
Probably
say
like
at disadvantage.
20 feet.
Okay, so
Just
you're
like a
pretty
good
close.
good
So
distance.
roll stealth versus the bad guys being.
I'm gonna do another.
They're not bad
Two.
guys. The other guys. They're not necessarily
Much
bad.
better.
17.
Okay. You feel like you're
Mostly.
moving very. Go ahead and roll.
Normal stealth? Or
Yep, moving normal.
22?
Okay, so you're stealthy.
16.
60?
16.
16, you are stealthy. Anybody roll below a
20.
15?
My modifiers
24.
are through the
Okay,
roof.
so you guys are moving very quietly through the streets. You found some shadows. You're kind of ducking in and out of the lights. You make your way around. Eventually, you make your way down one street, and eventually you come to a three-way intersection, and you take the right-hand turn. It comes to another two-way intersection. You come to another three-way intersection, and eventually it comes straight away to a dead end. And there at the end of the building, at the end of the street, is the one building that he seemed to have been talking about. It shows a slight number. It's a little bit difficult to read. It's nothing fancy, but it seems to be one of the three buildings that he referenced.
Okay. I try the keys until I find the right
Try
one,
it.
presumably.
It's a little bit ratchety. It's a very, it's nothing fancy. It's a very crude lock. It takes a moment to crank it away. You turn it, and the door opens.
Okay.
You go inside. It's an empty flat. It's just a plain room. There's one window off to one side of the door, and then it's pretty much just an open, wide flat. There's a back door that leads into a slight alleyway. At the other side of the alleyway, there's a small fence with a gate on it.
Everyone's here, and no one forgot anything.
Where are you? Do you see them entering that building?
I am going through like all of them until like the door starts to close. I'm gonna try to stop the door from closing completely, and then just slowly like open the door.
I'd be in the front, so not.
Who's at the back?
I'll take up the back. It's fine.
Yeah.
So, as you heard, as you start to close the door behind you, you feel slight pressure against it.
Okay. I will step back and immediately draw a weapon.
Okay, it's a free action.
I open the door. I will from this door.
I will grab him and pull him in and shut the door.
Do you resist?
No.
Okay, you're pulled inside. The door closes uneventfully.
Talking to the wrong man.
Exactly. You just made me.
Okay,
more gold.
so you are all inside this.
Y'all inside?
I am inside.
And suddenly Europe becomes the deep
South.
south.
Yeehaw!
We don't want to lose any more of you.
We like the deep
Wow,
south
from
around
Apple.
here.
Yes,
Malaysia.
exactly. So you are all inside this flat. What are you doing?
Well, I'm for one, I'm getting my equipment set up so that I can quickly put it on again if necessary.
Okay, everything's very neat and clean. Bloodstains have been, there's an ever so slight shadow. Not like magically removed, but very, very thoroughly cleaned. The stitching seems to be pretty thorough in wherever there was damage to your tunic. It's noticeable, but it's not clumsily done. So somebody who's obviously done this before did the repairs to it.
Okay, so after that,
So everything looks neat, if you will.
okay, so I just I set my equipment out and then say, so are we setting watches?
Yeah, I'm gonna be strapping up, putting my armor back on, my gear. My armor.
Yeah, it seems like a good idea. do a couple watches until the morning. How long do we have until first light? I guess.
You said it was like 1 or 2 o'clock or
I
something.
said it was about 2 in the morning. Probably about 3 hours, 3.5 hours till light.
Okay, just want to do just 2 watches.
That's fine. Well, I slept. I could stay up.
hours? Okay,
I'm good.
you sure?
Yep.
That's weird.
Let's
You
be
sure?
on.
'Cause that's not a lot of sleep.
I've rested enough.
We want you to be at your top of your game.
I'm okay.
Okay.
You seem worried. Is something wrong?
We just
We're trying to avoid a misunderstanding.
yeah, we had a very big misunderstanding yesterday, and we're trying to get everything sorted out.
No good deed goes unpunished.
No.
Did the girl come with us?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Presumably everybody came with.
Yeah.
Yes, Simonita and the small girl. She started to wake up and then quickly passed out in Simonita's arms.
Okay.
So you're in the flat and just relaxing, and you set up a watch. Who's on first watch?
No, I'm just gonna cover the night.
Okay. Oh, you're gonna cover the rest of the
Yeah,
night.
because
by
I
yourself.
had trance. So
Okay.
I'll watch for them.
Okay. So the 2 of you were on watch. You have about took you about another 30 minutes to get there. Maybe a little bit less. It would slightly about 3 hours until sunrise itself.
Okay.
Roll Jumnus and Maddie is rolling insight check with advantage.
18.
26.
Okay. So the both of you realize that, quote, morning, unquote, doesn't necessarily mean that anybody will be waiting at the cathedral at, quote, sunrise.
Yeah, well, I didn't actually want to wake up at sunrise specifically.
Okay, just want to make, you're right, you didn't say that. Maybe I should know. I just wanted to clarify it. Okay, good enough.
Yeah, I'd meant more like the time you normally wake up. Breakfast time is what I meant.
Okay, the sun starts to rise. The 2 of you, is there anything discussed? Or the 2 of you, or you have 3 hours to spend?
No, I'm just
Roll another insight check.
Awkward silence the entire
Well,
3 hours.
11,
With advantage, I'm sorry, with advantage.
20, unnatural.
Unnatural?
Unnatural.
insight.
Yes.
18.
18.
No,
you, both,
16.
you both realize that you are, the other is of the same, what's the word I'm looking for? Ethnicity? Is that the right term? Or
Yeah.
Race?
It would be
Race.
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 Yeah.
I'm sorry. For the most part, maybe subtle differences.
Species?
Species.
There you go.
Okay,
That's a
well,
better word.
that's-
Species.
I'm not gonna talk about it.
Fair enough. Okay, but you could tell looking. There's something subtly different about your eyes. Does that make sense? That maybe not everyone would notice, but 2 of you clearly do because you are what you are.
Yeah, we locked eyes.
What do you realize?
Duh.
Okie doke.
Love.
Yeah.
But you also know that your species is somewhat unusual. Okay, fair enough. Sun rises. If you don't do anything else, nothing else happens.
I'm just. I guess during the watch, I'll just take out a little dagger and just whittle away at some bone that I have. Just passing the time, whittling it.
This isn't somebody you disliked by chance.
No, it's not a voodoo doll.
I'm sorry?
No,
It's
no,
not
no.
a voodoo doll.
No.
Okay.
No, I mean, I always, because with the wolf, scraps and things like that. So.
Okay. Okay, fair enough. And what are you guys doing? Sun has come up.
Offering a prayer in thanks that we were warned before that anything horrible could happen.
So if you needed a long rest, you have finished a long rest. A little bit of time passes, the sun slowly starts to continue to rise.
god do the Templars worship?
What? I'm sorry. Say that again.
What god do the Templars worship?
The Christian God.
Yahweh.
I just want to know like what like, because like everyone's like praying into their own thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I'm just curious.
that's cool.
Some people here are following D&D religion. Some of us are following historical.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm the only one following not a real god.
What?
Said I'm the only one following not a real god.
Wow. I wouldn't say not a real, but anyway.
Or
I understood. What you
Agree to disagree.
put a punch. Okay, so the sun has risen.
I'm gonna say to, is it Rezik?
Reza.
Reza. I didn't write that down. My apologies. R-E-Z-A, like as it's.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. I'm gonna say to Reza and say, I guess in Elvish, where do you hail from?
I'm gonna message Cantrip to him. So you are
I have a very Gaelic accent.
Mine is more of a Farsi kind of Middle
Okay.
Eastern kind of accent. From I don't really know how I should say it. I'm from everywhere.
From
And nowhere.
Scotland, then?
Scotland.
No?
Wait. You are confusing me.
Are you from Scotland?
I've never heard of Scotland.
So you're from everywhere but Scotland.
Sure.
I did not know that our kind were down here.
I was raised like down here. That's all I've ever known.
I see. Okay. I will not pry. I'll just go back to whittling away.
I don't know what language is being spoken, and I do not want to know.
Well, this was
Elvish.
okay.
He was speaking Elvish,
And he was
I
whispering. Oh yeah, you were whispering.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Because I don't want people to hear me speak Elvish.
Yeah.
Dirty
And damn dirty knife ears.
All right. Whoa, dude.
And,
I didn't go that far.
Language.
Jesus.
Yeah, and I have a bandana that covers the ears, so it hides as well, because we're not welcome.
Yeah, I know. That's why I have a turtle.
So did anyone notice this little exchange?
Well, if they're messaging, then no.
Disadvantage.
If it was exclusively through message, nobody would
perception.
know. No, I mean, I guess they.
Disadvantage.
Well, I started it,
stalking
and then
at
it
first.
moves to
Sorry?
message,
12.
I guess.
Oh.
No, you didn't notice it. Okay, so the sun has risen. There seems to be some light coming through the window.
Mm-hmm.
What are you?
Okay.
All right. We gonna do the cathedral, or should we do the palace and try and straighten out this misunderstanding, as well as the other purposes that we have there?
We should go to the palace.
I believe the palace is
Get that
more
done right
prudent.
now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's a fair point. And hopefully, Boris and Shalom.
You
have
said
got-
they were. You said they were looking for Borinth, right?
Yes.
Or
they were
assumed.
They were looking for
Borinth.
all of us.
So it might be
Borinth
best if he
included.
stays
If he laid
away at the
low.
moment.
Okay. I mean, they were looking for us as well. So. Okay, but let's. They'll get taken care of what they need to get taken
Yes.
care of, and we can go. We'll go to the palace.
Which amongst us speaks Turkish? I know I do.
I can.
That's Hellenic, right? Is that what we decided?
Yes.
Yeah. So I
Hellenic
miraculously
is
do now.
You what?
I do now.
Oh, look at that! He forgot.
I swapped out like Celestial.
I don't want to get
Elemental,
debate about it. But
took
it's
like
kind
real
of
languages.
Yeah.
a group.
A language
cover. They cover.
So
went for
you
Greek.
enrolled in those classes we were talking about last
Yes.
session?
Yeah. I realized it's really not that far from Greek.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
Turns out I can understand.
I can't understand all of a sudden.
Yeah, I
Retcon.
I can for hours at a time,
All right.
and I'll employ that when need be.
When it comes to the matter of the diplomatic purpose we were sent there, I think it'd be best that if I were the one to speak, considering I'm the only Hungarian national.
Yeah, you absolutely take the lead, without a doubt.
Agreed.
Okay.
So you collectively leave the flat? Yes.
Can we look outside and just make sure that it's clear?
Do we?
Or go ahead.
I mean, talking to everybody, but I'll talk to Simonita and Embryo, and I'll ask if you want to stay here and watch Duran, if that will be better. I don't know.
Right here.
I don't know. It's probably, it might be safer than, I don't know. It might be safer than with us or at the Titani Template, but it might not be.
What do you think is going to happen?
I don't know.
I
The
think
problem is
here would be safest.
the problem is, are they also being searched for? Are they searching for the entire group or just individual members of our party?
They said
A group.
8 of us. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess it probably been 2 too, actually.
We can assume the guards from the dungeon have spoken with the guards from
Yeah.
up top.
Okay.
So I'm sure they know what we look like.
All right.
So,
then
our
we,
little escapade was not completely free. Wonderful.
well, I'm sure they have people that can speak with the dead. You know, if we have these skills, I'm sure officials do.
Yes, almost certainly.
Okay. Then, so what's our verdict then?
Well, I think we should talk to Duran and get her father's name, whatever she can tell us, and then I think we should go to the palace. We
Yes.
should just be.
But should we bring them along as well?
I think it's best if they stay. Personally, I don't. I mean, they're searching taverns. Are they going to search a flat?
I don't know. What do the rest of you think?
I don't know, unfortunately. But on one level, I'm not sure that bringing a small child and several people who would not be directly connected to any audience we might request into an official function would be well received. But at the same time, I'm not sure how secure this location is.
I'm sure they have somewhere in the palace they could wait.
Possibly.
While most of us talk.
Embryo steps forward. I'll wait for them if you want. But you have to give me some type of timeline.
Some type of what?
Timeline. How long do we?
Okay.
We're not going to wait indefinitely.
Of course. Oh, actually, it might be better if you waited a couple hours and then made your way to the cathedral to meet up with Borington Shalom
That might be
and the
prudent.
rest of us.
Very well. If I do that, then what do I tell them?
Tell
Them if they're there
To meet us at the arena,
at the arena.
maybe.
tonight.
Yeah.
Very well.
Sure.
So I mean, we could
Seems-
tell
Well,
the guy that we're interested in.
tell them. Well, tell them
Borinth,
where
like that.
we tell Borinth and Shalom where we went.
That you're going to
That we are going to the palace.
and that to meet you
To meet at the arena, or
tonight.
not.
We could meet either at the arena, back at the cathedral.
We could do that.
We could do
Cathedral
that.
might be better.
Yeah. That's fine.
Okay.
If we don't return to the cathedral by later tonight, then something's probably gone wrong.
And if you are not there, then what?
Take the girl to the orphanage.
find somewhere to stay. Oh, I mean, I could give you the keys to the other flats that Hans has told me about.
Yeah.
And you could. I'll copy down the instructions to get to the other places. Lie low one there, and I can get in touch with you tomorrow morning through divine means. Magic.
Okay.
If something goes wrong.
Very well, she says. I'll wait here with them, and then in a few hours I'll go to the cathedral, look for Boris and Shalom.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will let them know you went to the palace, and then myself and Semenida and the child will return back here.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll wait.
Okay. If there's
And I'll wait for your message.
if there's something wrong here, if it's being watched or guarded or the other two.
The other addresses initially.
Okay.
If something happens to you, how will you be able to tell me?
Yes. As long as I'm alive and awake, then I can tell you. It's the best I got.
I don't think there's many other options right now, she says.
Dire times. Okay.
Then our plan is set.
Okay, so
Let's go.
Duran, we want the name.
Oh, yes, Duran.
Semenida wakes the child ever so slightly. Duran starts to wake. She's very sleepy. Like many children, she sleeps very late. Semenida says to her, "What is your father's name?" And she says, Taslik.
Taslik?
That's good. Oh, go back to sleep. Taslik it is. Yes, my dad. My father's name is Taslik.
How do you spell it?
T-A-S. T-A-S-L-I-K.
Oh,
I was right.
I had the C.
All right. Oh, and
In Turkish.
I'm gonna.
I just
Charlie is gonna
generally
stay with
assume
the girl.
That it came from
Okay.
when
As
you
well.
Charlie is with
hard.
Yes.
I just
Charlie's
generally assume
job
it's a
is
K.
like emotional support dog, right?
I've gotten that mistake before.
And I'm hoping he's okay with it. I'll give him like a little bit of like jerky. Great, good job. You're such a good boy. I'm gonna scratch her behind his ears. I'm gonna give him a little bit of jerky. I'm sorry, love you, Charlie. You're so good.
He's
I'm
looking
gonna
around.
smush
He's
his
looking
face.
around for Borin.
I'm gonna look at Lykoa and just say no.
Okay.
Give Lyko a little bit of jerky.
Would you like a little? Are you gonna get on the ground and beg?
My wolf.
No, I
Lykoa.
give it his wolf, not him.
It's a little disturbing. Anyway.
That would be, yeah.
So to the palace then.
Yes.
I've put on my full armor at this point.
Yeah. Okay. Do you have anything over it in any way?
My tabard.
Okay, your tabard.
You're very highly identifying tabard.
Should I take?
I don't know. That's up to you.
Fine. Then I'll not wear the tabard.
So clean and shiny.
And I will.
Well, you also have the garment that he gave you too.
Yes, I will. Okay, then I'll use that.
Okay. As you walk out of there and you make your way back, initially it's a little bit confusing because you came here in the dark. But you quickly get your bearings and you can tell that all the roads kind of rise ever so slightly up to, and eventually you find yourself in the bazaar area. It's still very early in the morning. The bazaar is fairly quiet, if you will. They're setting up. Some of them, there's some transactions taking place, but it's not super active at this point. You make your way through the bazaar and you continue past it, and eventually you find yourself in the street that meanders to a second plaza. And in that plaza you see the cathedral up ahead of you, and off to the side you see one of the merchants where Shalom had made some negotiations to acquire leather armor. As you continue down one of the side streets off of that plaza, eventually you see the palace. Evenly spaced around it are flowering bright red trees, as you recall. Except for the clean exterior, the palace seems somewhat out of place. The surface of the palace appears like an intricately designed lace, belying the simplicity of the symmetry of the houses that you passed on your approach. 6 similarly ornate, narrow white towers with conical roofs climb into the airs at the sides. Near the top of each, a laced balcony wraps around. Between the white block structures of the center city and the palace, a stream lined with white vertical walls meanders across the front. It does not appear to be a moat, but a well-maintained river. Crossing the same wide, white arched bridge transverses it and ends at a small courtyard in front of a large red door. The contrast between the white exterior and the bright red door is striking, if not disturbing. The door is open, and on either side of the large entranceway stand 2 guards who appear to be at a very casual form of attention.
Should we approach as the champions of the sun and as envoys, or
I don't know how else we get to speak.
right?
Joe Schmo doesn't have a.
All right. I will approach the doors. Do the guards seem to move to question me?
They don't move. You make your way across the slight path across the bridge itself, and you start your way toward the bridge, toward the doors. Correct. As a group, you're all moving?
Sure.
Yes.
As you make your way toward them, the guards go from their leisurely state of attention to a slightly more formal state of attention. You know in your mind, without taking any type of perception check, that it's probably very difficult to stay at attention for
An extended period of time.
extended period of times, and they had just somewhat relaxed, not knowing who you are. You could be nobody, or you could be somebody important. They did the naturally appropriate thing that they might do. They just came to a slightly more rigid position, if you will. The guards do not stir, though. On closer inspection, they were relaxed, and now they're not. Beyond them, you see a whitewashed tunnel. Several guards seem relaxed inside there. One of them is sitting at a table. He stands, he walks toward you while the other 2 on either side are still placed there. He walks to you and says, Assalamualaikum salam.
Salam alaikum.
Continuing in Hellenic, he says, Balash.
Would I know that
Says-
through Turkish?
Yes, you would.
Okay.
Balash. Says Nazil, Adim, Olivier. And you know him instantly to have said, does anybody else, who else speaks Hellenic? Okay, so you understand him.
Yes, I do.
You do too. So you understand. He says, how may I help you?
Thank you. We are here on business as envoys from the King of Hungary, Charles Robert. We are here to speak with Osman Bey, if possible, and we have this.
Please forgive me. He reaches out, but he doesn't seem to be looking at you. He just kind of very, almost as if in deferment, if you will. Please come into the entranceway and take a seat.
Thank
We'll
you.
be right with you.
Thank you.
The guards seem to remain at attention on either side of the entranceway, and they allow you to come into this whitewashed tunnel, in effect. At the other end of it, you can see a set of doors as well. The doors that you just went through are open; they're wide open. There are a set of benches. Excuse you. Bless you. A set of benches. You can sit down at them and wait if you so desire. A few minutes later, Do you sit down?
I do.
A few minutes later, another guard, somewhat rotund, approaches. He's smiling rather proudly. He seems somewhat full of himself. Not in an arrogant way, but more like he's proud of his position type way, if that makes sense. And he says, he seems to also be clearly trying to present to the others around him that he has some prowess that they do not necessarily by any skill per se, but just by his position, if you will. And he reaches around his waist and he hikes up his trousers around his expanding waistline. And turning to you, he places over his heart, bows ever so slightly, and repeats the same expression you've already heard. As-salakuma, as-salam. Will you please follow me?
Thank you.
Asib. I am Birensi Mahafez. Welcome to Söğüt. What is your purpose here?
We are here on business, officially sent by King Charles Robert of Hungary.
Are they expecting you?
I will say, I am not certain that they are expecting us, but I was given this.
No, it is good, sir. Follow me. When time comes, if it is necessary, you may present.
Thank you.
Very, very well. He brings you into an anteroom, if you will, and he asks you all to have a seat. He says, this may take a few moments. I hope you understand.
Of course. Thank you.
It's a very, very nice looking anteroom with tile that have been inlaid. Everything's very white and pristine and clean and very neat and very, very orderly. And he asks you to wait. It seems like a few minutes go by, and then a little bit longer, and then a little bit longer. And he says, and he comes back. I'm sorry for the delay. It is not so simple to just meet Osman Kosek.
Of course.
There are some administrators that you must see first. Is that okay?
I believe so. We will have to speak with a few administrators before we can meet with the Buyuk Ghazi.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
That is acceptable.
He takes you to a small. He guides you through several corridors. Very, very neat. The tile work is quite extraordinary. It's very, very nice. Eventually, it's clean, whitewashed stone. Eventually, it takes you to a small administration room. In there, you see a somewhat matronly woman in a fine but simple attire. She's sitting behind a desk. You also recognize somebody standing next to her. He's looking down at her and talking to her. The individual you recognize as Kose Mahal.
Kose Mahal.
From the Katif.
Do we let it be known that we know him, or no?
He hasn't looked up at you yet.
I don't know if it can hurt. I don't know if it'll help.
I don't recall if he told us that he'd be here.
He said he works at the palace.
That we're supposed to know him, like not know him. You know what I mean? I don't think he said that.
You take the lead. Whatever you think.
I will wait for a moment.
He seems to be paying deference to her. The woman is reviewing some documents, and he's waiting for her to review them. He's leaning over her shoulder. He seems to be somewhat subordinate to this woman sitting at the table.
Okay.
The guard that you're with, the large individual, he says, Sahib, individuals from Europe are here, announcing your presence. and he looks in your direction. He seems to, at that point, slowly blend into the background. And the woman looks up from the paperwork that she's working on. She says, I'm sorry, who are you?
We are here as
She says that in Adventurer's Guild.
Thank you. We are here as envoys from King Charles Robert of Hungary, Carpathia. We are a party known as the Champions of the Sun. And we are here to hopefully speak with Osman Ghazi regarding certain events that have occurred near the borders of the sovereign kingdom of Charles Robert's crown.
She stands from the desk and rises. And you know that she's an elderly woman you could recognize. Without a certain amount of strong demeanor to her, but still somewhat on in years. She says, almost apologetically, she places her hand over her heart. She bows. She says, please excuse my rudeness.
No, it is fine.
Welcome to the Sublime Porter. Bayuk, husband Ghazi.
We are quite honored by your welcome.
I am Mahul Hatan. I am the first. Kosei Mahal looks up at this point. He seems to recognize you, and then he pauses a moment, and then he says, the previous. She seems to be taken aback slightly. She says, yes. I am the previous wife of Osman Ghazi. This is Kosei Mahal, also known as Kosei Mahal Abadahin. So you wish a meeting with Osman Ghazi?
We were sent here as envoys with that purpose, yes.
Kosei chimes in. Pasha, please forgive me. I must admit I have met these individuals before. She pauses. She seems to think about this a moment and looking at him to be gauging his expression. He seems very blank, if you will, as if he is trying to not pass judgment, positive or negative. She says to you, we were under the impression that Elizabeth, House of Arpid,
the House of Arpad,
though secure in some nunnery in Tos, was the rightful ruler of Hungary, and perhaps the Carpathian Empire. Is this not the case?
What exactly would I know personally about this particular affair? Out of character?
Okay, you would know that she was the rightful heir, but that the Pope blessed off on Charles Roberts.
Okay. Well then, you have heard true, Pasha. However, King Charles Robert was blessed by God's vicar in Rome, the Pope, and so is ordained equally righteous in his holding of the throne.
She seems to think about it a moment. Kosei Mahal says to Mahul Hatan, I understand, Pasha. If you'll permit me. She nods in agreement. She turns back to you. If Bayuk Osman Ghazi meets with you, is he not in effect supporting King Charles and his claim to the throne?
Indirectly, I suppose, yes. However, my understanding is not that this is an intended effect. My sole purpose here as a servant of the crown is to retrieve certain answers with regards to questions posed by the royal court regarding certain events at near the Hungarian border, and by extension those of Carpathia, and return to the court with those answers.
She seems to think about this for a moment. Roll a persuasion check with advantage.
Persuasion. Okay. 17.
Cosima Hall leans into her and whispers something into her ear. She seems to sit back in her seat and think about it a moment. She says, I will speak with my son. And if possible, Bayuka Osmangozi himself.
I understand.
In the meantime, I do not wish to rebuff the advances of the great king you represent. Even if his claim is questionable. Cozy Mahal will ensure all your needs are met, will you not? Cozy nods, almost as if he's saying, as you desire. While we attempt to arrange a meeting for you, please accept our hospitality here.
Of course. I was also told to give you, I believe I was told to give you this letter when we met with a certain individual. I'm not certain what its significance might be, but I believe that it is intended for yourself and your assistant.
Kose steps forward, takes the letter from you, and places it in front of her, and she reads it. Oh, so you've met with my son?
Yes.
Yeah, Kose, do what you can. She hands it back to you.
Thank you.
Very well. We will do what we can.
Thank you.
We've met with my one son. Kosi Mahal says, Pasha, but of course. And by your leave, she nods. He says, please, follow me.
I bow to her before we go.
They guide you out of the room. Do you follow?
Mm-hmm.
Sure. You make your way through incredibly lavish quarters, past multiple immense. You see huge baths on either side. As you pass them, you note numerous rated PG-13 clad, what you suspect to be, well, it's pretty clearly all types of individuals lounging about. As you walk through, Kosi Mahal asks, you did not tell me you were ambassadors.
We are merely envoys for this one particular matter. Unfortunately, it did not come to me to mention it at the time. I apologize.
No, sorry, my sincerest apologies. Perhaps I should have known better. You're not the normal adventurer types. I hope your journey was not too long or without incident, either way. He seems to relax in your company at this point. He says, how was it?
There was incident.
It's pretty long.
I myself will leave any such discussions to those more qualified to speak with an even mind on the subject.
I am not
sure how to interpret it. It has been a long time since I've been to Europe. I hear ill tidings of poor weather, failed crops.
Unfortunately, yes. Those rumors are true, yes. The recent events have not proven fruitful for harvests, unfortunately.
Since you had brought it up, I also heard tale of various popes.
There
multiple popes.
There are such things as anti-popes, yes. In some cases, they are eventually found to be the legitimate vicar of Rome. That is true, yes. I myself, that is, the matters of the church in Rome are not my most primary concern. My concern is with the crown and my service to it.
Just curious. I'm not in charge of anything. Your king, is he supported by the... Did you use the term legitimate?
That is my understanding, yes. He has been blessed, and therefore he has been blessed by the Pope and there's therefore a legitimate claimant to the throne of Hungary Carpathia.
The legitimate Pope?
That is my understanding, yes.
Very well.
If I am misinformed, I certainly do not know it.
Very well. Again, not my name.
Of course.
He walks into a grand, if not palatial room with multifaceted glass ceilings supporting an intricate lace-like marble, if you will. Bluish-gray marble columns support a colonnade around the room. A large white marble pool filled with large, exotic red fish, bright red fish, fills much of the room. Multiple corridors bracketed by columns. More decoration than support. Still listening to you, Kosi Mahal stops in front of a bevy of servants.
Very interesting,
he says. From a group of servants, one servant walks forward with a tray of ornate silver cups. Kosei waves a hand to the tray and offers it to you.
It is called Ridley. I think you will like it.
Thank you. I take it and then just take a careful sip while trying to make it look like I'm taking more.
So you don't drink it at all?
No, I take a little. Just.
Okay, it's tasty. He hands some to the rest of you, or the servant holds out a tray to the rest of you.
I'll drink a little, sure.
Okay. Roll a... Gosh, I wish everybody was here. Too many cards and not enough people.
Just going through half of them.
Huh?
Going through half the cards. All right, here we go.
No, it's just the random, it's like...
Oh, good.
Roll a D, 1, 2, 3. Roll a D8 there. Okay.
Oh dear.
That's a 4. So a strong 4.
A strong
Can I?
4.
Right in the middle.
Can I also drink it before I know what happens?
Can you?
Yeah,
What,
you
you're
can.
just gonna.
I don't
want
want to not do it because something happens. I just want to drink.
And so okay, so roll. Give me a roll though. Either way. Do you drink any?
Yes, might as well.
Roll. Give me a D roll.
Oh, what, an 8?
Yes, a D8,
All
please.
of you are knocked out.
Having drunken some of it myself, I assume I make a roll.
Yes, please.
Who am I to refuse drink?
6.
6. Do you drink any?
No, I'm trying to.
No. Okay. He seems somewhat taken
I'm on the
aback.
wagon.
He's like,
He doesn't want to talk.
I'm staring at it, but like I want to, but I know I'm shooting.
Now I just want to see him drunk now.
Yeah, right? We're gonna, don't worry.
You're terrible.
Stick around long enough, it's gonna happen. Every character has gotten
We're
exceedingly...
gonna find out his
I
entire
love-
backstory in one
I love
session.
people who say they're trying not to drink anymore. I just make them drink.
Yeah, right?
oh, it's too funny. There's only one. There's too funny. You guys kill me. Oh well. Okay.
We're about to kill ourselves, probably.
Huh?
So we're about to
Do
kill
you
ourselves.
finish it, or do you drink just a tiny bit?
How much is it?
You enjoy it.
Yeah, I'll finish it. Sure. Not like, I don't know, not super fast, but
Huh?
is it like the kind of drink you
It's
want
like
to
a
take a
shot,
shot
right?
of, or do I want to enjoy it?
You want a combination of both.
All right, I'll drink it. Sure.
Oh no.
Okay.
That's really phrased weird at the end there. What does that mean?
I don't know. How do you interpret it?
I don't know how I should interpret it. That could be anything.
He says, I told you. I think you would like it. Please enjoy.
Oh, was that the D? That was the D8 roll. Was this right here? Or
No,
do
the
I make
D8
another
roll
one?
was which card I pulled.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, that was perfect for me, actually. So wouldn't
It was just what card I pulled.
So okay, so I lose that.
Kosei Mahal takes a drink himself, and then he blinks a few times. His expression changes, looking at you from confusion to disappointment to whatever.
Confusion to disappointment. I love that.
To whatever.
I love that sequence of
He
emotional.
downs the contents of his own drink.
He said, it is pretty good, is it not?
Oh yes, yes it is.
Oh, no, I'm gonna figure that
A
out.
broad smile crosses his
Right.
face
Minus 10.
from as he looks from one to the other of you.
So wait, 20, 21 is 6. No, 5. So
22, 23.
is
Taking
6, 28. It's plus 9. That's absurd. So plus 9 for 4. I'm the wisest person in the world. Okay.
taking a second.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. Taking a second ornate silvered stoppered bottle from the tray, he hands it to you.
He says, please, accept this gift. However, until you're accustomed to it,
only in
it's very
small amounts.
strong. I wouldn't drink it too much at one time. Because I do not recommend drinking more than 1 cup at a time.
You said it was
Understood.
called Reiki?
Reiki.
I'm going to take note of that.
All right.
I thank you. I say accepting the bottle.
We got a bottle
So
of
one
Ricky.
bottle? What is it, like a 750 mil? Is it like a handle?
1.5 milliliter.
Liter? Or-
1.5
Liters.
liters. Like
A handle.
2 bottles of wine.
Okay, yeah. That would be 2 bottles. Yeah.
Okay. You're escorted
you guys
into
buy
a
more of this?
large
Did you just get
room.
more of this?
No,
Oh,
that was the total amount.
Oh,
So you wrote that down?
1.5 liters.
5 liters. That's good. I'm gonna.
If you haven't figured out, those are like temporary. That's a temporary.
Yeah,
one.
it's
Yeah.
You're escorted into a large room with polished marble columns, floors, walls trimmed with gold leaf throughout. A large marble pool sits in the middle of the room. Water flows from gold-colored spigots, like excessively ornate shower heads. Throughout the room, delicate scroll work is beautifully inlaid. Against a far wall, a large golden table with similarly detailed scroll work supports a large selection of delicacies, including meats, cheeses, exotic fruits, many of which you have never seen before. Also on the table, huge pitchers you suspect filled with all manner of drink rest in cold marble basins, On either side of the room, a half dozen or more alcoves or large niches are supported by similarly fantastic marble and gold trimmed columns. Curtains drape from either side of each alcove, you suspect for privacy, if desired. From somewhere beyond the magnificent scrollwork, music begins to play, as if choreographed with the music. A bevy of attractive individuals flow effortlessly in line into the room, come to a halt, turn, and face you. Then they watch your expressions. With a broad smile and a bit of a smirk, Cozy Mahal turns to you. And please enjoy our hospitality.
It is warmly appreciated, Kosei. Thank you.
He says, and I will see you tomorrow then. And he starts to leave the room.
Wait. Tomorrow?
Yes,
Tomorrow is when we meet with the Bay?
Well, it will take a while to make arrangements.
Okay.
Nothing happens
Do we have to stay here the whole night?
Well, that is up to you, Sahib.
Okay. Okay. Do you? I don't know if we asked this before. Does the name Oda ring a bell to you?
Not to me, Sahib.
But does it ring a bell to somebody else?
Perhaps. How you're enjoying the drink.
It's so good. I feel like I can see everything.
I'm sure you probably can.
I'm gonna do an insight check on him. That's a 19 plus 15.
You're pretty sure he's never heard the name before.
Alright. Do I know anything else about him, like his secrets or his soul?
He seems like a very
What is that?
genuine
34?
individual.
34.
He seems like he's a kind of a torn individual. Okay. Like he serves him. If you live someplace and this is your home,
Mm-hmm.
and you have a certain sense of something toward that home, but at the same time,
Okay.
you have other feelings regarding what's going on.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Kind
I
of
actually totally understand. You're a good man, Cozy. I can see that in that. You see everything.
Yes, I'm sure you can. Sahib. And I hope you enjoy.
We're gonna make it all right. Everything's gonna be okay. Trust me.
What are you talking about? Everything's wonderful.
I'm just.
I haven't felt this good in years.
I'm just in the I'm in the corner of the room just doing push-ups.
I mean, look, he's happy.
I feel like I'll just be like running off the walls.
I've never felt stronger.
Thank you.
You see what's going on.
Yeah, are there any more bottle
He
cups?
has a whole. Well, they have a whole picture.
Okay, I slowly go up to it, just look down at it,
Is
and then
that
just look at everyone else again, just constantly contemplating.
that's a picture separate from the bottle we were given?
Yes.
Okay.
He gave you, and it's stoppered, so you could take it with you.
Nice.
All right.
Wonderful.
Do I have cups?
I have a
You
water
got the
skin,
wooden cup.
and
I have that ceramic cup I
We
got
do
on
have a lot of
Cyprus.
We
Do
do
we
have a
anything-
lot of it already.
Anything empty that we can take more of this stuff?
I could dump out a water skin.
Well, I'm sure I have glass
One,
vials I can put stuff in.
3, 4.
I have plenty of
don't
potion
know.
making stuff.
I see
Well,
you.
you have a large. You have a
Well, that's what I'm
1.5
saying. He
liter
was just
bottle.
saying
See
if
you
he could
looking
get
at
more.
Oh, get more.
I see you looking at it.
Yeah, and
Do
I
it.
rolled a 5 on wisdom if I should or not.
Have
I'm gonna
some.
grab the picture, and then I'm gonna start walking to the 3 girls, grab them also, and start heading to the.
You know. All right.
Roll.
I knew he drinks.
Not too much.
Have fun in my place.
Roll,
I'm
uh,
going
1d6.
I'm just going to sit down
Roll a
and
D4.
contemplate
1,
this
2,
happiness
3, 4.
I'm
Tell me what
feeling.
you roll.
4. 4. Okay. Okay, no.
And I will fill up like a potion flask.
From
So
that bottle?
Yeah, so I have
Okay.
some.
So you unstopper that one bottle, you fill up the potion flask with it. So there's a little bit less in that one bottle at this time. Okay, doke. So several individuals goes with himself. Goes with Reza.
So I
Does anybody else partake of any of the activities? If you will, I had some music. I can't figure out how to play it. Sorry.
Matthias walks over towards the table and starts sampling some of the things there.
Everything you can imagine and some things that you couldn't possibly imagine. There are all types of meats, cheeses, fruits, things you've never seen before in your life spread out on this table.
Yeah,
in a display that you cannot imagine such indulgences.
I have invited as many girls as can sit on my back while I'm still doing
Okay.
push-ups.
That's so great.
They're all trying to stop me.
Love life, Boulder!
Mog, everyone
life.
jump on!
Okay, so that occurs as many as possible. 3.
You don't
Anyone?
look happy
Anyone?
enough.
I don't know. It just
Give me.
there's all these people here.
Roll 3 dice. Roll me 3d12.
Oh.
But I don't know. Cause like Semenina's back at the place.
1, 5, and
She's
10.
like kind of cute.
Wait,
But, like, she's like a nun.
you
I don't
for the
know.
queen, like,
She doesn't want to be the queen. She doesn't want to be the queen. That's the
you
thing.
for the nun then.
But she's a nun. Never wants to be a nun.
You burn for the nun.
She's a queen of nuns?
She's a queen, but she's gonna no. Do the nuns have a queen?
Yeah.
Maybe that's what you were saying. She
Well,
is.
there are legends about a pope named Joan, but I don't know if that counts.
But here's the thing. So she's a queen. She doesn't want to be a queen. She wants us to take her to a nunnery and become a nun.
So
So no matter what, I really can't win.
So you burn for
But the
a
moment
nun.
between being a queen and being a nun is all yours.
But so you burn for a nun.
But also, she's not here.
No, she's not.
You're burning for a nun.
There's not a nun yet.
For a future nun.
Well, yeah.
I
I
don't
guess.
know.
I don't know. I don't know
I
how
don't
it
know.
You
feels.
still have time to change her mind.
I don't understand. I don't understand the monastery thing.
I don't know either.
I mean, it's like, why this? Why not just do good things? Why not just go out and like, and I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know what. All I know is that I'm very happy.
I will. I'll get up and run over and smash my head through the nearest table. It doesn't even hurt.
What's the? Oh my god!
I don't know. I don't know if you should be doing that, but I just
Really
that's,
cool.
That's hilarious. That's great.
Mhm.
Oh, this is wonderful. I love you guys. I love you guys. You know that?
You're right.
Okay, so
You just touch
you take off to a alcove, and anyone else? Just Boulder?
Wait, what?
I don't know what's that.
What did you do?
I don't know what it is.
I don't know.
Oh,
What did
he
you do?
partook in women.
He
Like,
took off with several ladies, or whatever you wish they.
doing push-ups.
I am too busy sampling exotic fruits and cheeses. This is delightful. And delicious. And many other words starting with D-E-L.
Ooh, a natural 20. Okay. We're doing good so far.
You dog!
I don't know what I'm hearing, but I am just so
You're
happy
enjoying
right
the
now.
food. There's music playing through the scroll work. you might hear some other activities going off in two of the adjacent alcoved areas. In the meantime,
Nice. Are there? Who else is there? So there's people playing music. There's the women.
there's music.
The music
but it's
is
nobody
coming-
playing music. There's nobody playing. It seems to be coming through the scroll work.
Through scroll work.
Magic,
What do you mean?
or maybe musicians behind the walls.
Like the architecture, you could see like coming out of the.
Yes,
There are-
exactly.
Musicians
Yes.
behind the walls, maybe.
Oh. Okay. You think they know Oda?
I don't know.
All right.
That's a good question.
Is there anything like you know that
You
looks?
read them all?
Yes.
Is it aside from like the food and stuff? Is there anything that looks like really valuable that's just lying around?
Jesus.
Roll an insider investigation check, whichever you prefer.
That's the same. That's a natural one.
You don't think so?
Okay.
Are you looking for something?
This is the silverware.
Yeah, the
Take the
silverware.
silverware.
Take the silverware.
I don't know if there is silverware. I'm just
So
eating
what
this with
are
my
you guys
hands.
doing?
As they're doing all of that stuff, you just hear "Don't stop" yelling from like the room.
Oh my god.
From you or from your partner?
from my room. That's all they can tell. But
But is it coming from you or
No,
from? I think
from-
if I remember
from
which
my-
one it is.
from my partner.
Oh,
but-
okay. So you.
From my partner,
you-
but it's more
you
of an
paused.
angry kind of thing.
Yeah, she was
she's
annoyed.
like, yeah, she's annoyed.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So, if nobody else does anything, the rest of the afternoon starts to mellow out.
I'm gonna find an attractive girl, and I'm gonna like have like a little mock therapy session about Jonas's feelings. He's gonna like corner her and like I don't know what to do.
Talk her.
I don't know what to do. She's gonna be a nun. She's a queen, and I'm gonna explain this to her. And then like depending on how drunk I get, I don't know what's gonna happen. But that's
seems
the
to
beginning of that.
intently listen to you.
And then I black out and I don't know what I do.
I'm just wondering. Are these two twins?
Did I give you? I don't.
Oh my god.
Did I screw up?
No, there's a Nihan and a Nihar.
No, they're.
Okay.
That's a good question. I don't know.
Sure. Do you want them to be?
What was the thing I
Check
said
that off the list.
on Discord?
Twins.
It's all what how you perceive it. No, that's.
Oh, well, I guess I can get a natural one. No, there's literally no way I failed it. I have a plus 9 to be. Cool.
Okay, everybody have a good time?
Yeah.
We're gonna pause there. You are in the, for want of a better word, harem, if you will.
Okay.
Of the. As Mark gets like, I'm out of here.
A rare and cherishable
Yes, because
honor.
after next game, I will have questions for her.
Oh, so for who?
For the girl I was with.
Which one?
Which ones?
You can send a
Etties.
tease out to everyone.
Etties. Ettis.
You were with Etties?
No, dude. What?
Did I screw up?
Yeah. I was with.
Let's see who you were with.
No.
Yeah.
You what? Nah, dude. All right, you gotta give me a different one then.
Oh, I'm
or
sorry.
maybe I was supposed to have a
Let me
different
see
name.
who you have there. What did I do?
We both had the same one.
Someone is a clone.
That's because that would not happen, probably.
I can.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm
Unless
sorry.
Unless they were twins and the parents.
How did I do it? You know what?
Yeah, right.
And Matthias is just like over at the table going,
The printer screwed up. My bad. My bad. My bad.
so many flavors.
Roll 1d4. Brad.
1.
1. There you go. Sorry about that, man. That's so absurd. And that's the one you were interested in learning more about, huh?
Which one?
This was the original
Oh,
picture. Is that
yeah.
offensive to you? Be honest.
No.
Oh, okay. Then hand me back the other version.
Oh, okay. I get to keep the better version.
Oh, damn. Okay.
While she lies satisfied in bed, I will have questions for her.
Okie doke.
That's so funny.
Hey, it's all fun, guys. Did everybody have a good time?
Yes.
I wish I could keep playing. It's 10 o'clock at night. Did you have a good time? First game? Is this what you thought?
Yeah.
It would be? Really?
Yeah. I mean, no. Okay. The last time I played an actual D&D session, like where there's actual people, was like maybe 5-6 years ago. The rest of the time, I haven't been playing D&D, and in the past couple months, I've been playing a lot of D&D over online, over Discord and Roll20.
Is that a different what's the word I'm looking for? A different experience?
Yeah, it's a lot different.
How so? I've never done it. How so?
On Roll20, there's macros, so you can just like you just plug in everything, and then you just press one button, and then you do everything. I feel like it's easier in person because online, it's more of a it's hard to get the games going on because like once someone starts talking and then like, people start talking on top of each other, everything gets confused and like people start leaving because they're getting talked over or something. It's kind of a hassle, but then again, like the sessions that I DM, there's like maybe.
You're a DM as well?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
There's like 6 or 7 people, so yeah, it gets kind of hectic.
Okay, I bet. I'd love to hear your perspective a little bit more. In character, things we did. Let's go around the table, starting with just because you're at the top of the list here. Brad, Jumnus Dawnflower, traits, ideal, bonds, flaws, in character stuff you did, and you did have a log. I got to admit, I haven't read it yet because
it was a little. I posted it
crunched
super
for
late,
time.
so sorry.
I crunched for time. So, but you did it, so that's cool. I appreciate it. I will read it. But tonight, in character, traits, ideal, bonds, flaws.
We had like a mini party meeting about just about what we're doing and morality a little bit. And I think that was I'm trying to have Jumnus be like the moral compass for the party. So I tried to imbue that in the game. And I'm trying to have a little bit more fun. So we had a friendly little wager going on, and we've been role playing a little bit more as well.
Yeah.
There's a little bit with like Semanita and making sure the kid's okay and stuff. And
Jumped in on every.
What's up?
You jumped in on his side.
On his fight. Yeah.
It's good. I like that.
Yeah, I thought that was a little fun.
You
So
knew I
guess
I
that's
didn't
it.
need any help. Almost
Okay.
did though.
Almost jumped in.
Almost did.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to win the money.
Yeah, right. If I start to lose, you're like, no.
I was almost going to do it.
My 1 gold.
Ryan,
Um,
Boulder, in character, traits, ideal, bonds, flaws, confident and skill, motivated by money. Those who fight beside me are worth dying for. Those who won't turn down a challenge.
Yes, I have to change. I have to change some of those. So,
Okay.
yeah, those who fight beside me are family. He wanted to fight in the arena, so I had to see if he's capable of fighting at all. And I do love challenging myself, so I was ready for the fight. So I did that, and then just kind of did normal, arrogant fighter stuff at that last part. But that's about it.
Cool. Mark, Kip Kalen.
Yeah, I like the role-playing part that we had with the little group session. We were discussing some of the morality of the prison cells, and Kip doesn't like other people being victims in those types of scenarios. So I think he pretty much agreed with the party lines. And then I think that was some. I don't know. That was a lot of interaction for Kip with different party members, and then meeting a kindred.
Being
Race, I guess. Is
being.
what we just settled on being individual, and asking him about that. So that's about it.
Reiner, Matthias.
Well, I think that's a lot more than usual this time. Well, for one thing, there was the discussion on the morality of whether or not punishment we saw was genuinely just according to any real definition of law. There was, I think I played my undying loyalty to the sovereign pretty well, particularly during the diplomatic portion. And I do think that that I was acting within what I think I've established with the character in terms of how I interpreted the other party members.
Okay. Cool. And Jace, Reza, traits, ideal bonds, flaws, actions speak for him, mouthy. I don't know about that. Not charismatic. Loyal to friends, somewhat beloved. I wanted to learn more about that bond. Yes. And yada in there.
Well,
But I don't remember which one is it.
yeah, I've realized that these guys can hopefully bring me gold. I need gold. But yes,
Gold?
I try not to talk a lot. I use my message to do the talking for me or my actions. But yeah, I'm slowly liking this party. Maybe one day actual friends. I am loyal to my friends, and you guys seem to be the same thing. However, there are things that I've done.
However,
This was the mouthy part.
There are things in my past that I don't want to talk about. Like I've made mistakes, and people suffered for it. And yeah, I won't make a mistake, hopefully, with this party.
Jace.
Interesting.
I don't know you, but I love your RPing, and I'm not sure if it's you or if it's your character, but you RP fantastically. I mean, that's just my opinion. First of all, let me say, my opinion means nothing. Okay?
Secretly, Tom wants us all to have accents.
No, it's not that.
I'll get there.
How we can do it.
Would I have to do Slavic?
Again, my opinion means nothing, but I think it's really cool.
I really wanted to get the Middle Eastern accent because like Polish and Irish I can do easily, but
look at that.
Awesome.
but I wanted
Over
to
here
try
just
Middle
trying to
Eastern because
impress
like I do want
But
to
I
be,
thought you never went to Scotland.
me as the person, I know Scottish and like Irish, like the accent, because like I've done like some kind of like stage acting before.
Oh,
but,
cool.
Like,
Nice.
but
So your intro no longer fully applies. There is someone who's trained in acting now.
it's not really
I
trained,
minored
it's
in
more
acting.
like
It
I
hasn't
just-
been accurate
more
this whole
like
time.
it's like-
Yeah, I mean, like I'm a voice actor.
That's right.
so, like,
We
I've
talked
done-
about this.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I really wanted to actually
Mercer,
learn like
but-
Middle Eastern like Farsi accent, so I actually like Googled it for like 2 hours.
Wow.
And, like, practiced it. I don't know if I did any justice, but like I tried.
I don't. I think
We'll leave that to our viewers,
But-
who can vote.
Viewer.
Viewer. Let us
see a poll
What
up
do you,
on our
what do you think,
Twitter.
Gundrick?
We're up to 30 though. You said right?
Yeah,
we
hopefully
get 31?
more, yeah.
31.
Yeah.
Well, I thought
Is that
you did
Jace?
the recount.
That,
The 31st?
that's
I
gotta
hope
be
it was
Brian.
Farsi. I'm not sure.
But did you have fun?
Yeah.
Are you coming back?
Yeah.
It's up to you. You can lie to me.
No,
That's
no,
right.
I did.
425 on
yeah.
experience. Okay, it should have popped you a level too.
Yeah.
Reiner, great RPing at the entranceway. That is like your character. That was like your scene, and you, to me, good job. Not that my opinion matters at all, but I think this hasn't ended either. So, September 20th, I think, is our. No, that's our next. I'm not sure which game. I think it might even be as late as
September.
We're
Carpathian
missing
Adventure?
the next two, so our next one will be
September.
6 weeks.
August, I think 30th will be the Eberron campaign, and then the next one after that, which should be like the 5th or something of September, would be our next game for this.
So you'll be back at
I
school.
might be in school. I might not be. I think the semester starts on the 11th.
Okay.
Sure.
Well, if you can join us, great. If it's via Skype, I understand.
I'll check to make
It
sure.
would be really cool because I think this is kind of your niche, but I'm not trying to persuade you one way or the other.
Definitely a lot easier when you're
This
here
is kind
for
of
you
like
to be
your
involved.
thing
Yeah.
right now.
So.
So, and you did do a log. I appreciate it. 467 on experience. Mark, I didn't hear from you. Did that dream do anything? Or no?
Yeah, no, that was pretty cool. That was
Is it
great.
cool?
Yeah, I thought it was cool. I love these things. I love when you do this. Yeah.
I'm
agree.
kind of torn because part of it we don't get to share with
No, yeah, I
our
know,
two
but-
viewers. But part of me is like, I think it's so cool to write it down too, so that it's like your
yeah.
experience.
No, I like
Does
it.
that make sense?
Yeah, this is
So
like,
it's kind of like
this is like my favorite thing.
if
that
I
you
were
do,
to read
I
it,
think.
I agree
then
with
it's
all
everybody's
this. This is-
experience as opposed to your experience.
Well, it also keeps our backstories like somewhat silent until we want to unleash a little bit more
so
of
I'm
it.
torn. So for those of you who are upset at the cards going around, I'm sorry. Too bad.
No,
You'll
I-
get to hear
that's-
from it from the players themselves.
It's like one of my favorite parts.
Cool.
Yes, I really do enjoy this.
And I know it's a shame that work has to like take over your life. I haven't read your log. I know you wrote the one though, 467.
Days ago.
467.
Thank
I
you.
just I have been buried. If I could regale you, Ryan. Awesome as always. Creating your eyeballs into gold. And did that dream? Is there any enticement?
I don't know what to make of it just yet. I'm gonna let it sink in.
Sink in.
Level 5.
Did you? Awesome. You're level 5. And
Interesting.
You get to play with the big boy.
so
I always get more and more scared when you hand
So
me these
who
now.
were your? This is a tease. Boren, Gundrick, Shalom. Who were the ladies or the whatever? They're non. For the audience, whatever your choices, were it's unspecified.
Wait, what?
What were the names of the individuals?
We have a tease and Nihar.
Wait, you also got Neon?
What?
Again?
There's 2 Nihars, and then who's the third?
It's a popular name, like Jumnus.
There's no third.
No, like Gundrick
doesn't say
wants
a name.
people to think John this is.
It doesn't say a name. What do you mean it doesn't say a name?
The third one doesn't say a name on it.
Who's the third one? How is it identified?
The third one is a mysterious woman with a very suspicious tattoo
Ah!
that we may have seen
Mark of the wolf.
before. We may have seen the
Wait,
logo
what?
before.
Anyway.
So is it who we think it is?
Oh my.
I will be asking about that tattoo next game.
Yeah, I was like, you didn't even mention
Well, you were
it.
saying names, so you were like confusing me.
425 experience.
Oh great.
But I planned, since the game ended, I planned on asking about it next game.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
That's how we open it.
Like, kind of like we wake up next to them and I question about
Fair enough.
the tattoo.
Fair enough.
What was
Fair
it,
enough.
425?
425, sir. Brad, great RPing with that, and I gave you inspiration for it. Awesome job. You've got a lot of character conflicts going on. I like that you're playing it out. Very, very cool. 467. And thank you for the character log. I know I haven't read it yet, and I know you got it in. You were kind of under a crunch. And I feel bad.
It's what I had sent you initially, anyway.
I
so.
just ran out of time.
Okay. No,
Ran
like
out of time. I just
like when I in January of last year. It's the same thing.
literally ran
That's okay.
completely out of time.
Yeah.
I hope I'm sorry. All right, nothing I can do about it. I hope everybody had a good time. Anybody can see this? Can you cut to that single camera shot one more time there? You got it there, Ryan.
What are we looking at?
Ryan, you can see this gorgeous new DM screen. This is like the most awesome. This is better than, look at that, 7-sided die. This is super cool. Turn it around 180 degrees, please. Ryan, thank you very much, man.
No
Thank
problem.
you. This is
No
awesome.
problem.
This is awesome. Thanks to all the players. I hope everybody had a terrific time. thank you for watching Seven Sided Die's Carpathian Adventure. For those who will, Eli will be DMing. I think he's DMing the next time we're back. We're taking a break for 2 weeks. We have other demands. I don't want to, but the country calls, and some of us have to go certain places. So in about 3 weeks, we'll be back with Echoes of a Dream War. Please comment in the Twitch chat room, on Instagram, and in YouTube below. Please let us know how we can improve our stream. Really, tell us what you think. Please follow us on Twitch and Instagram.
And Twitter.
And sub or subscribe on YouTube. And as Brian the Hammer says, Brian, if you're watching, ding that bell. For now, thank you for watching Roll a Seven-Sided Die. Have a good night.
All right.